Hello, listeners, coming to you live from London, the home of the Premier League champions of 2025/2026 season. What can I say? I mean, if you're a champion, please, raise your hand in the air. If your club has finally done it and won the Barclays Premiership, what else can we say? What else is there to talk about again? A lot of you came on here talking about how Arsenal were going to bottle it. I'd love to see the comments. Shout out to everybody. I just want to say thanks, guys, for the support. We're episode 254. Welcome to the weekend preview of the final season of the Premier League season. And we already know who the winner is and the champion is. Obviously, a few more decisions to be decided on. But at the very least, we know who's the champion. Thank you very much. United fan, good to see you, my brother. Thank you very much. It's been a fantastic feeling, I must say. I've been on a high for like 2 days. And we're just getting started. We get to live. When I see Arsenal lift the title on Sunday, I think I'm going to cry tears of joy, man. I had to come and wear the jersey that kickstarted this title run. This was the kit where we wore. And the funny thing is, the year we started to literally challenge for the title, this was the kit we wore in that first match against Crystal Palace when we beat them 2-0. Gabriel Jesus and Zinchenko, and shout out to my main man, Sally Bobs. It's been a long journey, but we made it. I will definitely be at the parade. The parade is next week. I will be there. I wasn't able to make the celebration on Tuesday just because I live in South London, so it's a bit too far, and I had work the next day. But, of course, on Sunday, immediately after we lift the title, I'll either go to Crystal Palace, I'll be in Sellers Park, or I'll be at the Emirates after. And we're going to celebrate this title like we never have. As if that is not enough, 6 days later, we get to play the Champions League final, which I'm calling a free hit. Arsenal, we already have our parade confirmed for next week, Sunday, final day of May. I have to say, this May 2026 has been a blessing from the Lord. Just want to thank God for all the blessings and everything that's coming my way and everybody's way on this channel. Obviously, we went to cover Arokodare in Sweden. We met Osimhen at the end of April. Obviously, the signed jersey is now taking its rightful spot up there. But just fantastic feelings. Premier League champion is definitely making me feel better about not watching Super Eagles in the World Cup as we're seeing all these World Cup squads announced, and then we get a free hit Champions League final. Either way, we're celebrating. And I just can't believe we get that opportunity. If I was PSG, I won't lie to you, I'll be worried though. Because Arsenal, with the way we are feeling and we're shining. Barclays Premier League champions after 22 years. Last time we won the Premier League, I was 11 years old. I wasn't even a teenager. And now I'm 33. Wow, I've tripled my age. And I've finally seen it. Till the day I die, at least I've seen it happen in my adult life. I'm very okay. And the most beautiful part is with Pep leaving, it looks like the dynasty is just getting started. So all of you that were in the comments, Twitter, everywhere, forget just Nigeria Football Weekly community. You guys lit the flame on the fire by calling us butlers for the past 2 months. I told you guys, you're going too early. You're going too early. You people were saying, bottle jobs. And you awoke the beast. And it's only right that we come and collect. Both the banter jokes, both the real life jokes, both the ones that make you laugh and the ones that piss you off, we're coming and we're just getting started, I promise you. In fact, just wait till we lift the title. We'll do phase 2. Then we'll run phase 3. Then we'll run phase 4. I want to make sure today's episode we allow community members come and talk. Especially if you're an Arsenal fan, come and let me know how you're feeling and the joy. If you're an up and an enemy, it's also fine. Please come and let me know how you're feeling, about this beautiful, momentous occasion about the Premier League title. I've already seen a glorified hater in the comments. Ademola, lovely to see you here. We do not care. We're not facing any Champions League. We're Premier League champions. I hope you heard today that Cole Palmer is not going to the World Cup. This is when telling me that Cole Palmer is better than Bukayo Saka. Bukayo Saka is franchise player for club and country. Franchise player. No Foden, no Palmer. I don't even care. He's claiming us now. Oh, Adeola, stay on that side. Please face your club. Basically, thanks for all the support, guys. On the way to 13,000 subscribers. Run to 20K starts now. Thanks for all the love and support. I want to say a shout out to everybody for just a fantastic season. This has been the best season of Nigeria Football Weekly. You know, at the start of the season, we've been covering the team doing. We didn't even do live streams at the beginning. I was just recording on Mondays. Of course, we had Odumodu come on and give us a boost when he came on when we played Benin Republic, and Osimhen scored the hat trick. And just to see the blessings that have come this year, being able to cover my first Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco and watch all Nigeria's knockout games, it's all down to you guys and the support for the channel. I also just got a press pass confirmed for the Unity Cup, so I will be watching the Nigeria-Zimbabwe game. Obviously, the final is on the same day as the Champions League final, so I have to focus on Champions League final respectfully. But of course, looking forward to all the Nigeria international games that are coming our way, and just grateful for the love and support for the channel. You know, at the start of the season, I think we were at maybe 6,000 subscribers, maybe 5,000, if not less. So to now be standing here almost 13,000, it's a nod to the community and the support. So I just want to give a big thank you to everybody. Today, as a Premier League champion, all 27 people, please like the video, please share, please subscribe if you're new around here. And I just want to say a big thank you to everybody for all the love. Please make sure you watch the video we dropped earlier today. Shout out to Emika, our editor. We dropped a video going through the Unity Cup squad list yesterday, which I recorded yesterday, but it dropped today. And also the June friendlies against Poland and Portugal. I think one of the key things to call out is I'm very excited to watch Victor Osimhen play his first friendly match for Nigeria in maybe 3-4 years. And we have to say that the Portugal game will be a good test of how we currently stack up against the best of the best in the world. So looking forward to that. Last time we played Portugal with Jose Peseiro, they beat us 4-0. And honestly, Peseiro made us look like idiots out there. So really excited by the potential games we could play against Poland and Portugal. Also, it's exciting to see new players come in to play in the Unity Cup game. Of course, the NFF and their incompetence. If you watch the video, I literally predicted the fact yesterday that Aiko were not going to let Zadok Yohana come to play for Nigeria. He got injured when I went to cover them in Sweden. Shout out to everybody that's watched the match day vlog. We have over 3,000 views of that video. But no surprise. But NFF, as usual, did anybody do their due diligence? You organized Unity Cup when it's not the international match day window. And if they knew about some other leagues that are currently still playing their league seasons, they would have used their common sense to pick with wisdom. So anyway, Yirasora has now been drafted into the squad as Zadok Yohana's replacement. And we'll see Zadok Yohana have to wait to make his debut for Nigeria. It's quite interesting because, yes, Zadok Yohana should be playing on the 23s or Olympic football. But if they knew he was not coming for Unity Cup, you might as well have included him in the squad for the June friendlies. Because the only problem I have with our June friendly list, I don't know what Owen Oseni is doing there. Eric Shell called up Owen Oseni that plays in League One and scored 7 goals and got 5 assists in 27 games for both squads. It's almost making me think, is Owen Oseni like friends of Amaju Pinnick or Gusau or something? Because what's the Plymouth striker doing getting caught up with the big boy strikers like Osimhen, Ako, Onuachu, Terry Murphy? I don't get it. It's a real head scratcher, I have to say. But anyway, for the most part, the squad picks itself, especially for the games against Portugal and Poland. We will be able to play our exact starting XI from AFCON, except Taiwo Awoniyi being replaced by Maduka Okoye. So let's see how we play against Poland in Warsaw. It's going to be a hard game because obviously Poland are the home team and they're also not going to the World Cup. So I'm sure they'll be trying to make their fans happy. And then let's see how we get on against Portugal. The Zimbabwe game, I'll do a preview show probably on Monday after the parade. Just to touch on that game specifically against Zimbabwe. Most excitingly, I want to see Femi Aziz make his debut as well. Let's see how he gets on in that game. Very good player who's been rumored to move to Brighton or Bournemouth in the summer. So it should be interesting to see how things shake out for him. But that's it in terms of Unity Cup and friendlies list. I don't want to talk too much on it because I stayed up last night recording that video, and I think it's quite a good video. Shout out to everybody that's already watched it. I think we're over 1,000 views so far. So thank you guys so much for watching that video. Also, Arsenal champions. I mean, I can't just get over the fact that my club are Premier League champions. And for the rest of history, there's no more 22-year droughts. In fact, Man United, your drought as at next year will be 14 years. And I would love to see them gas themselves up and think that they could win the Premier League title. There's no chance. No chance. Pep Guardiola is leaving as well. Let's see what Maresca is able to do. But we are the captains now. That's the main thing to see. And we shall see who can challenge us next year. So very excited. And let's see who's laughing now. All of you that crack jokes, you already know that it's only right we give it back. You guys gave us so much heat, abused our lives, called us butlers, told us everything, bridesmaid, best in second place. And there's no kind of abuse on earth we did not hear. So, guys, the same way you dish it out, you must collect. And every Arsenal fan, I urge you guys, do not let any of these guys breathe. Do not let any of these guys breathe. I'm telling you, do not let anybody breathe. Step on their necks. In fact, all summer, the whole of next season, step on their necks. There is nothing anybody can say that's going to hit anybody because we're the Premier League champions. None of them are anywhere better than us this season. And guess what? We're in Champions League final. So no English club did better than us. No Spanish club did better than us. Bayern Munich did not do better than us. No Serie A team did better than us. PSG, Qatari oil money is our opponents. So even if we don't end up winning that final, it's all good. We have a parade the next day. So I want you guys to understand the kind of emotional release Arsenal fans are going through. Because you guys are your sharp mouth, especially Nigerians. You guys not let us hear word. So I promise you we must. And we want it in an organic way. Thank you so much, Emmanuel Ayerinde. Thank you so much for your comments. Olu, congratulations. Thank you so much, my brother. And I appreciate your what's the right word? Sportsman-like energy in congratulating the champion. Much, much appreciated. And we did it the organic way, like Emmanuel Ayerinde said. I'm so proud of Arsenal. I'm so proud of the club. Also, another thing with my thanks, I just want to say a big thank you because this is the final Thursday live stream where we will be doing previews for the club season. It's been a long season, but I'm so glad you guys gave me the motivation and the drive and the support to keep up the content. You know, even when I was lamenting about views going down or things like that, you guys have stuck with the channel. So I just want to say a big thank you. I really appreciate it. If you are feeling even more generous because I'm a Premier League champion, you know, a super chat or two would be lovely, you know. I'll take anything we could get. So I just wanted to say a big thank you to everybody. Of course, after this, we'll face the friendlies. So look out for the match day vlog, which I'll do of the Zimbabwe game because I'll cover it from the press box on Tuesday. Watch out for the preview video and, of course, the review of that match. I will also make sure I still do a preview of the final, and I will make sure I still watch the game and then also do a review. And then also a preview and a review for the Poland game. I am not going to be able to do a live watch along for the Poland game because I have work commitments and I will not be able to do it. But the Portugal game falls when I'll be back in the country, and I would love to do a live watch along as long as it doesn't fall during work hours. So I just wanted to let everybody know all the content you usually expect when Nigeria is playing games, that will not stop, and we're still coming in for everybody. Okay, fantastic. Portugal-Nigeria is an 8:45 p.m. game on the 10th of June, just before the World Cup. So we're going to do a watch along for that game, and we'll see how Osimhen fares against the best of the best. I also want us to use it as motivation for it to be the last time we ever miss a World Cup. We must never feel these feelings again. And everybody, I urge you to direct your anger towards Gusau and Pinnick. Those bombs that continue to make our football cry. And we've not seen anything beneficial or competence from them in any way, shape, or form. Even in the list that they released for the Youth Cup, do you know they put AIK, Greece? They could not even check that it was a Swedish club. And people keep saying it's a basic typo, but standards. You will never see a European club make this mistake, a country make this mistake. Even the South Americans, they don't make such mistakes. So why should we accept mediocrity? That's my big problem. But anyway, we're coming and we're excited about watching Nigeria. After that, we're going to cover the World Cup for sure. We're going to be doing daily shows almost every day. Even if it's 30 minutes or 1 hour, we're going to be covering the games, doing reviews of each game, doing our African Giant of the Day because we're going to support our African brothers. It's not our African brothers' fault that Nigeria did not do what had to be done to make the World Cup. At the end of the day, African teams performing well in this World Cup will only make things better for us by the 2030 World Cup because we should even have more slots for Africa because Morocco are one of the hosts. So we'll cover all our African brothers. I'll do African Giants of the Day. We'll do predictions for the next days. And where possible, I'd love to be able to get journalists or fans of all the other African countries. So if you guys know anybody that could come on, please send an email to olu@nigeriafootballweekly.com or any of our social media channels. I check everything. So that's the plan at the moment for the World Cup. Once the World Cup is done, we will also be covering the WAFCON, which starts at the end of July. So, of course, the women are going for their 11th WAFCON title, which also doubles up as qualifiers for the World Cup in Brazil next year. Unknowingly, the World Cup for the women will be at the same time as the men's AFCON in Uganda, Tanzania, and Kenya. So let's see how that goes. But I just wanted to give everybody an update on what we're doing. Also, for anybody that's not been able to watch the video yet on the Unity Cup and the June friendly squad, on Tuesday, the AFCON qualifier draw also took place. Nigeria has been drawn into Group L, which is the final group, and we have been drawn alongside Tanzania, who are one of the co-hosts of AFCON, Madagascar, and also Guinea-Bissau. Of course, we played Tanzania in the last AFCON. We beat them by 2-1, so we should be beating them. You know, Madagascar, the last time we played them, they beat us where we had Genoro in 2019. Remember that AFCON where we lost to Riyad Mahrez in the semi-final? We won our first 2 games in that AFCON, and then we lost to Madagascar 2-0, which is what then ended us making us have to play Cameroon in the round of 16, and we beat them by 3-2 before we then beat South Africa by 2-1. So we owe Madagascar revenge for that. And then finally, Guinea-Bissau. Go and check our record against Guinea-Bissau, our last 4 games under Pesero. We lost 1 and we won our last 3 games against Guinea-Bissau. We beat them by 1-0. You would think Guinea-Bissau is Ghana with how poor our performances have been against them. So the point is we cannot take any team for granted, and let's see how the games go. But without any further ado, let's get into it. I want to say a big thank you to the community. Before I go through, I want to spend most of today's episode going through the comments and letting people come and talk. So let me quickly breeze through the updates, and then I'll go through the comments. But I have to give special mention to our esteemed member, Jackson, also a fellow Arsenal fan. Shout out to you, Jackson. Jackson says, we sent Pep packing. Which coach could do that now? One thing I also love, Jackson, is the fact that we won this title on Guardiola's head top. So there's no story about, oh, you got it easy because Pep was not around. We did it with him around. So shout out to you, my brother, and shout out to Arsenal. Like, what a fantastic moment. I'm going to go through all the comments, but I want to make sure I give you guys the show that you came here to see first. So, midweek games, on a quick one for everybody to know. Of course, on Tuesday, Arsenal were confirmed champions after Junior Krupi scored a fantastic goal, which was his 13th league goal of the season, which meant that he's now the highest scoring teenager in the history of the Premier League for one season. And then what even made it sweeter, on Wednesday, as we're celebrating Arsenal's league title, The Guardian pulled a report saying Arsenal are interested in Junior Krupi. Like, I mean, talk about the French Vavavoom vibes. I mean, go and bring me the next French teenager like we signed Nicolas Anelka when he came to Arsenal. You know, obviously, Arsenal will always be intrinsically linked to France. And I think Junior Krupi is, I mean, I've said him numerous times on this podcast. He's my favorite player outside the top 6 right now. And I cannot wait to see if he ends up coming to Arsenal. Although we'll get into it because there's a world where Bournemouth could still be playing in the Champions League next year, which will obviously be amazing for his development. So lovely scenes on Tuesday. Also, Yirasoro's been called up for the Unity Cup squad as a replacement. I'm not his biggest fan. He was really poor against Iran and Jordan, but he played again for Genk on Tuesday, 19 minutes off the bench as Genk drew 0-0 Royal Antwerp. This is the qualifiers for the Conference League, and at the moment, they're second in Group B, so they may not even make it to Europe next year. Now, earlier today, Prosper Oba played 90 minutes yet again. Of course, he was Starboy of the Week, and they've already clinched the league title, and Shakhtar Donetsk will be playing in the Champions League next year. But earlier today, they lost 1-0 to FC Kolos. Obviously, the game doesn't matter because they're already champions, kind of like Arsenal's game against Crystal Palace on Sunday, which I'm looking forward to watching without any fear. And then Rafael Yedika's Club Brugge. Right now, they are playing away against KV Mechelen, and they're currently winning that game by 1-0. As long as that result holds, Rafael Yedika will become a Belgian league champion for, I think, the second or third time in his career. Let me just double check that while I'm on the live. I am pretty sure it will be his second, but I think I may be undercounting one of his league titles. Yeah, it will be second league title, which is a fantastic achievement. And also, if Club Brugge win the title, they will automatically qualify for the Champions League. So looking forward to seeing if Oyedika stays there and playing the champs. But I definitely think he's ready for the next step in his career after playing for Club Brugge for at least 4 seasons, if not 5. He's been there for a while. Yeah, he's been there for 4 seasons. So I think it's time for him to make the next step up in his career. I mean, he's played almost 200 games for Club Brugge, played in the Champions League at least twice, played in Europe every single season for Club Brugge. So what is there to say? Like, what fantastic career for Onyedika at Club Brugge. Of course, we're looking forward to it translating for the Super Eagles, but I always tell people I watched Onyedika put in a 10/10 performance against Uganda at AFCON for a reason. And this is a player that, if platformed better, we could see him shine even more with the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Also, another player that was replaced in the Unity Cup squad was Tijani Al-Amin of Shooting Stars Nigeria. I've just seen United stands comments. Exactly. They should have called up someone like Abraham Marcus. I think it's quite interesting that it's like Eric Shell is just trying to appease all the NPFL Warriors. So let's see how they get on, even though I don't think they'll really play those many games that many minutes. Because when you look at the squad for the Youth Cup, we still have enough quality there. Emmanuel Fernandez is going to be there. Igogbo is going to be there. Chibuike Nwaiwu is going to be there. Otto Okonkwo is going to make his debut for Nigeria. Oyemechi will still start at left back. It'll be interesting to see what happens at right back. Oyedika, Akisomiro, Tochukwu Nadi are all in the Youth Cup squad, so I expect them to play. Obviously, Lookman is not there, so let's see what happens in terms of the number 10. Maybe Femi Aziz will be given his debut as a number 10, who knows? And then Akwa Adams is in the squad. Rafio Durosimi is in the squad, so I'm looking forward to seeing Rafio Durosimi make his debut for Nigeria, and let's see if he can actually put in a very, very good performance, because we know of his quality, even though he clearly made the wrong move by going to Pizza in Serie A. So that's it in terms of the midweek report. Also, congratulations to Aston Villa. They're officially the Europa League champions. Unai Emery has won it for the 5th time in his career. What an unbelievable achievement. And he's won all his finals except the one he played with Arsenal 6 years ago. In fact, I watched it in my same couch. So Arsenal fans, we know what we've been through. So drink it in and soak it up. What this means for the Premier League as we get into the Premier League preview is, while there's no longer a title race in the Premier League, of course, Arsenal, we now have its 2 points. We cannot be caught by Man City. And I look forward to us getting it to 85 points and getting our 26th win of the season. Man City will finish second for sure. Man United will finish third for sure. And let's see how they get it cracking when they have to play 2 games a week next year. Man United fans were trying to troll us. None of you matter to me, you bums. Go and focus on your team. You're about to be on a 14-year trophy league title drought. Chelsea fans, 2027 means it will be 10 years next year since you won the league title. The clock has started counting. Tottenham fans, you don't even mention them. Those ones are on a 66-year trophy drought and league title droughts. Who again? Liverpool and City are the only ones exempt. All you other bums, you cannot talk to me. I don't care. I don't give a damn what any of you have to say. Honestly, go and focus on your club, because now you guys were using Arsenal as the escape when things are going bad for your club. But now you have to face your problems. Did you see that video of Bukayo Saka? Did you see the Nigerian man in him come out? He said, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. The 22 years, they was laughing, they was joking. But they're not laughing now. It's going to be shining. Did you see him saying it's going to be shining like a proper Nigerian man? It's going to be shining. And I'm telling you, we're going to make all of you cry. We're going to be shining so much. It's gonna be unbelievable. Jackson, just give me like 10 minutes. Let me finish the show, please. And then everybody will come out to talk. So good for all of you. You must collect. I see one clown in the comments talking about after claiming the Arsenal fan. Ademola, I'm never going to acknowledge anything you say as a troll, because honestly, we're beyond you right now. We're beyond you. Go and focus on Bluco. Go and focus on how a club could fall so far from grace that their star player was not called up for England. Even your star striker, João Pedro, was dropped by Brazil. You guys are so rubbish, you're literally costing your players in their personal lives, because players they expect to go to the World Cup are not even going. It is a disgrace. Disgrace. Levi Colwell, no World Cup. All of them, no World Cup. Don't worry. Noni Madueke came to Arsenal as a Premier League champion. He's going to the World Cup. No Foden in the World Cup. So talk to me nice. I'm not listening to nothing. I'm telling you. Anyway, for the sake of the Premier League, the only thing we still have to play is the potential Champions League spot in 6th place. Now, for 6th place in the Premier League to win a Champions League spot, now that Aston Villa have been crowned Europa League champions, Liverpool and Aston Villa will have to swap places. At the moment, Aston Villa are 3 points ahead of Liverpool after beating them by 4-1 or 4-2 last week, Friday. But Aston Villa need to finish 5th. The reason for this is if you finish in the top 4, you have gotten a usual Champions League spot. Now, over the last 2 seasons, UEFA have introduced what they call performance coefficient places. So 2 spots in the Champions League each year are given to the 2 best performing leagues in European competitions the prior year before. The Premier League has gotten the 5th spot in the last 2 seasons. We only missed out on it the first time it happened. And also La Liga have gotten the spot for this year, which is why Real Betis have qualified for the Champions League by finishing 5th. Now, because you're finishing 5th in that spot, it is not an automatic qualification spot. So the only reason why they'll be able to give another spot to Bournemouth is if Aston Villa finish 5th, because there's already a spot reserved in the Champions League for the Europa League champion. Aston Villa have already qualified for the Champions League as Europa League champion. But if you finish in the top 4, you've also qualified directly from the Champions League. So there's no additional slots. But as long as Aston Villa finish 5th, 6th place, which is Bournemouth right now, the only team that can usurp them is Brighton. One of Bournemouth or Brighton will end up playing in the Champions League, which would be an unbelievable achievement for either of those teams. Remember, Brighton only played in Europe for the first time under De Zerbi 2 years ago, and Bournemouth have never played in Europe before. In fact, what makes it even more impressive is the fact that Bournemouth have their manager, Anthony Nwakaeme, about to leave the club, which is just crazy when you think about it, you know. But he's very happy. He looks at peace. You can tell he probably knows his next move already because he was just like, well, I'm happy for the club. Da, 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 da. And you know that he's still going to make sure they perform. I told you guys, Everton and Bournemouth had something for me. City's away form was shaky. But you guys let your hate of Arsenal blind you from seeing what was the obvious. So now you must all collect, all of you, I'm telling you. So, on the final day of the season, we need Aston Villa to lose to Man City, which is very feasible because Aston Villa have been celebrating for the past 24 hours. Of course, it's their first trophy in over 30 years. So, rightfully so, they're celebrating. And Man City would like to send off Pep Guardiola the right way, even though they've not still confirmed that he's leaving. But once David Ornstein drops the news, it's usually true. So, he's definitely going, which is just fantastic to hear. So, Man City will likely be Aston Villa. Now, on the other hand, Liverpool are playing Brentford, and we know right now Liverpool are in a bit of a crisis. Can we see Liverpool give their fans at least one final thing to smile about? It's very possible. So, if Liverpool win on Sunday, because all the games are taking place at the same time, and Man City beat Aston Villa, one of Bournemouth or Brighton will qualify for the Champions League. Now, Bournemouth have an away game against Nottingham Forest, and all they need is a point, and they will clinch 6 spots, which will be incredible. Whatever happens, both of these clubs know they're going to be playing the Europa League. But if Nottingham Forest beat Bournemouth, Nottingham Forest have nothing to play for as well because they're safe from relegation now. And if Brighton are able to beat Man United, which would be fantastic because Brighton always slap Man United. It's so funny every time, you know. Then we may see Brighton end up in 6th place. I hope that was a good explanation and everybody got that clear. So let's see how the rest of the season goes. The only other thing that's left to play for is the fact that Chelsea could potentially still usurp Brighton into 7th place, which means that they could make the Europa League rather than the Conference League. At the moment, Chelsea are in a Conference League spot, and their final game is away against Sunderland. So we have to say it's even shaky if they're going to win that game. But there's a few teams that could still make European spots depending on how the final games go. Final games of the season, City hosts Aston Villa at the Etihad, Brighton hosts Man United at the Amex, Fulham hosts Newcastle at Craven Cottage, Spurs hosts Everton. Oh, by the way, there's still a relegation battle. Spurs play Everton at Tottenham Stadium. As long as they get a draw, they'll be safe. And West Ham have to go and beat Leeds United at London Stadium. If West Ham beat Leeds and Spurs lose at home to Everton, West Ham will stay up. But you have to admit that right now, everything favors Tottenham staying in the Prem. So let's see how it goes. Liverpool play Brentford as well. Burnley and Wolves battle it out for the battle of the relegated teams. Nottingham Forest play Bournemouth after securing their safety. West Ham play Leeds in a very, very important game. And Sunderland play Chelsea. And finally, your Premier League champions will be playing against Crystal Palace. I just think the way God makes the world works is amazing. Even if you're not the most religious, me, I'm working on my faith, but I believe in God always. Because what do you mean Eberechi was 2 seconds away from signing for Tottenham, called up Arteta, signed for Arsenal, won the FA Cup for Crystal Palace, scoring the winning goal against Man City, signs for Arsenal, and wins the Premier League, and it has all worked out. And he gets to lift the Premier League trophy at Selhurst Park. Crystal Palace are the one fan base in London that actually like Arsenal. They wish Eberechi well when he left compared to those West Ham pricks, which is why a part of me doesn't even want West Ham to stay up because Declan Rice has now won a title, you know. But for Eberechi to go back to Crystal Palace, who know that they have the chance to win the Conference League 3 days later, and Eberechi is going to receive a guard of honor from his former teammates. God is good. And everybody in that stadium is going to clap him and clap the Arsenal. And all of us South London Gunners, we're going to be around or nearby or going straight to North London to celebrate. Somebody say God is good. Oh, wow. What a storyline. Let it all work out. Eberechi probably has the best story in football right now, I have to say. And of course, I already have the new Arsenal jersey with Eberechi on the back. So shout out to the king. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Okay, Premier League games involving Nigerian players. We only have 3 games for your viewing pleasure. The Fulham boys are playing Newcastle. Fulham are currently 13th. They have nothing to play for. Both of these teams are level on 49 points. Both of them can finish on a maximum of 52 points, which is what Brentford in 9th have already. So it's very unlikely. In fact, they can't make Europe. This match is just for the vibes. But the good news is in the last 10 meetings, this game has never ended in a draw. Fulham, though, have only 1 win from 5. You people know I've been saying that Fulham are already on holiday. That's the honest truth. They're already on holiday. We have to say. So, and Newcastle also on holiday. They have 2 wins from their last 5. Although William Oshula started scoring goals, which is interesting to see. Let's see what decision he makes with his national career. But if you pick Denmark over Nigeria, don't come and beg. Don't come and cry and beg. Look at Karimade. Look at Fikayo Tomori. People that could have helped Nigeria go to the World Cup, now they are sitting at home. I don't even feel any sympathy for any of them because if they had common sense. Anyway, let's keep it moving. So Iwobi and Bassey will start. Chukwueze will come off the bench. I can see this match being a 2-0 win for Fulham. Marco Silva is going to leave and go to Benfica, whilst Jose Mourinho goes to Real Madrid. So let's see what Fulham do in terms of the next manager and what that means for Iwobi, Calvin Bassey, but most importantly, Samuel Chukwueze, because he's currently there on loan. The way he was performing for Fulham before the AFCON, I was so sure they were going to sign him permanently, but I'm not so sure that they're going to sign him permanently now, if I'm being honest, because his performances have kind of fallen off a cliff. So let's see how that game goes. Tolu Arokodare will be making his final Premier League appearance away against Burnley. Both of them are confirmed relegated and none to play for. Burnley have not won a game since before Valentine's Day, February 11th, while Wolves last won a game on the 3rd of March, so 2.5 months ago. Arokodare might start, but this game, I'll be honest, I can see Burnley winning 2-1 or something like that. And then finally, Nottingham Forest. All I know is injured. I know I speculated in yesterday's video that there might be an issue with Gusau, but he is injured, so just clarify. But Taiwo Awoniyi, 16th place, they play against Bournemouth. I have to say, Forest are safe. I have nothing to play for. And we know Bournemouth will qualify for the UCL if they draw this match. And those 2 permutations happen with City winning and Liverpool winning. So, and Bournemouth are unbeaten in the last 17 games, so I can't see them losing today. It's the longest streak in the top 5 leagues, in fact. Forest have not beaten Bournemouth in 7 meetings in the league, losing 4. And 1 point for Bournemouth alone will break their all-time points record for the 3rd season in a row. So Bournemouth and Brighton. In fact, Chelsea, go and learn from Bournemouth. You guys need to re-energize and relearn how to move like a club that is thinking, In fact, I think Awoniyi will play in this match. He may even start, I know has not played since April, but I think Bournemouth will win this match 2-1. There's too much on offer, and their opponents are on holiday. So I think that's how that game is going to go. Now, just to do a Premier League preview for the last time this season, and then we'll see our beloved Barclays in 3 months' time. All the other games not involving Nigerian players should also be interesting. Of course, I've already run through the ones that don't mean anything. Brighton play Man United. Brighton are 7th. We know they still have a chance to qualify for the Champions League if Bournemouth lose and Brighton beat Man United at home. So let's see how that works. One thing to also note, Brighton have the best home record against Man United than any other side in Premier League history. Basically, Man United is Brighton's bitch. That's the honest truth, So let's see how that goes. But United are already 3rd. They've guaranteed their Champions League spot. And since Carrick has come, I think they have the most points in the league, which is interesting. And of course, Fernandes will try and get 21 assists, even though he has only 8 from open play. All of a sudden, nobody is mentioning open play again because no Arsenal. We are by far the most important team in the league right now. I'll lie to you. Now we generate all your news articles, all of you. Elias, I'm going to get to you, man. I saw your draw. I was going to talk to you about that, but I'm coming, my brother. So I think Brighton will beat Man United 2-0, maybe 2-1 because Bruno Fernandes will try and spam assists all game. So let's say 2-1. Then, of course, the Premier League title parade procession. You're not laughing now anymore about, they prepared for a celebration. It did not happen. We're going to watch that God of honor. And we're going to watch Odegaard. In fact, Odegaard, do it with Saka. Lift that Barclays Premier League trophy for the first time since Patrick Vieira did it 22 years ago. And of course, the king, since the king was at Arsenal. So looking forward to our boys and what we can do again. Shout out to us, man. Palace have nothing to play for. Both of these teams are focusing on European finals. Arsenal, 6 days after this match, we have our Champions League final, one of the most important games in our history. And Crystal Palace have their first European final literally 3 days after. So this game is just going to be vibes, to be honest. And of course, a lot of these players are going to the World Cup. So I don't think they're going to exert too much pressure. It should just be a stroll. I saw a joke where someone said, Madweke, you're going to captain the side on Sunday. Arteta, play all the reserves. I want to see Nogard play 90 minutes. I want to see Max Dowman start after doing his GCSEs this week. I want to see Martinelli start. I want to see who start, Gyökeres or Havertz. I want Gyökeres to start the final. I want Havertz start the final. So play Gyökeres. Let him try and get 15 Premier League goals. Who again? I want to see Zubimendi start the game. I want to see Okay, we have no choice. Mosquera is going to start right back. I want to see Nkapie play as one of the center backs. I want to see Luis Skelly. No, Calafiori can play. Let Calafiori play. But David Raya must play. We must get that 20th clean sheet. Looking forward to that. So let's see how the game goes. But Palace have lost 8 of their last 9 games against Arsenal. So I think the champions will still find a way to win this game. You see how sweet it is to say that? I think the champions are going to find a way to win the game. They sweets me die. Once again, the Premier League champions will find a way to win the match. Yeah. God, thank you, Lord. Wow. What a feeling. I think we'll win 2-0. And then Liverpool play Brentford. Quick one. Liverpool are winless in their last 3 games with 2 losses and 1 draw. Brentford have 1 win, 1 loss, 1 draw in their last 3 games and only 1 win from their last 9 games. They've fallen off a cliff, but they'll be looking for a win. But they need other teams to drop points for them to potentially make the Europa League or the Conference League because they could still usurp Chelsea. But Liverpool, on the other hand, have won their last 4 at home against Brentford without conceding. And I think Mo Salah will at least sign off if they go. Onslaught, do not let your Dutch pride let you bench Mohamed Salah. This moment and this man is bigger than who you are. So Mo Salah, I hope you could score a goal and let's see how you get your final game at Anfield cracking. I would go with the 2-0 win. Mohamed Salah to score at least 1. Man City play Aston Villa. Of course, both teams have nothing to play for. Confirmed second, while Aston Villa are already in the Champions League and they've won their first European title since they won the Champions League in 1982. So amazing achievement for Aston Villa. I went to university in Birmingham and they used to give us £10 tickets to go watch Aston Villa games. So I have a soft spot for Aston Villa as well. And of course, I know Oli Watkins is an Arsenal fan. So congratulations to the Villa boys. And just lose the match against Man City. Let's get Bournemouth in the Champions League. That'll be lovely, I think that would be lovely. Bournemouth have the smallest stadium in the Premier League, so it'll be nice to see where they have to play their games if they make it to the Champions League, So let's see how this game goes, and we know it's going to be Guardiola's final match for Man City, even though they're yet to confirm it. So I think we should see City win. Also, City have beaten Aston Villa in the last 12 games at the Etihad, so we can expect this one to go one way. Erling Haaland, all those I have a good feeling jokes, stay humble, Stay humble and score goals in this match. Prepare for the World Cup. Yeah. Hold that. He's talking anyhow, telling us be humble. Who's the Premier League champion now? Let's go. And then Sunderland play Chelsea. I can't lie, both teams are still in contention for Europa League spot. Chelsea are 1 point above Sunderland. If Chelsea win and Brighton drop points, they will qualify for the Europa League, but I can't see that happening. Sunderland will have to win and hope for other favorable results, so it's unlikely, but I have to say I love the way they beat Everton the other day. Brian Bobby, another person that should have played for Ghana. Some of these players, I wish I could consult for them. Don't get me wrong, some of them will still play for colonizing countries, no problem. But can you imagine how much more competitive African teams could be if all these players that are not willing to go and sit down on the bench will actually do what it needs to do for their African countries? Could have been an interesting situation. But anyway, Sunderland, let's see how it goes. Sunderland have only 1 win in their last 7 league meetings against Chelsea, but of course, most of those league meetings came from 2017 and earlier. While Chelsea only got their first league win since March 4th, of course, against Tottenham, which is Tottenham, it's expected. I can see Sunderland winning this game 2-1, especially with João Pedro and Cole Palmer now knowing that they need to sit their asses down at home. Maybe that may help you Chelsea fans next year because your two-star players are rested. But I'll be honest, I think you guys have bigger worries because I love that comment from United fan. I'm coming to everybody. I I would love to see Chelsea play Conference League again and win that bummy trophy again. I'm telling us about how they've won every European title. We'll see how much you feel when you're going to play Astana in Kazakhstan. Don't worry, we're ready for you guys. And then Tottenham, Everton, of course, the big relegation battles. So these are probably the two most important games in the Premier League this Sunday. Tottenham play Everton. A win guarantees Spurs safety. A draw guarantees Spurs safety, to be honest. Because basically, Tottenham's goal difference is plus 12 better than West Ham. So they cannot be caught if they draw the match. Tottenham have 2 wins, 2 draws, and 1 loss in their 5 games since the Zerbi came in. Their only loss was against Chelsea on Tuesday. Everton are winless their last 6. They've fallen off a cliff, I have to say. Every time I watch Iliman Ndiaye, there's a reason why he's not playing for the biggest clubs. That guy passes the eye test, but my God, you need to know how to score goals or get assists. And time again, his decision-making lets him down. So let's see if he can figure it out one day. But there's a reason. I can see why he plays for Everton. Now, Everton need to win a hope for favorable results, but I have to say, I can see Everton spoiling the party. They like to party proof sometimes. So let's see how that goes. As for West Ham, their mission is simple. Beat Leeds United at home and hope for Everton to do you a favor. Go and pay David Moyes. In fact, the only thing that helps West Ham here, I just connected the dots. Who was West Ham's former manager? David Moyes. David Moyes, when West Ham fans were saying they wanted him to leave, I remember telling 1 or 2 of them, be careful what you wish for. David Moyes had these people winning the Conference League, finishing 6th in the Premier League, playing Europa League semi-finals, and they had the audacity to say that they wanted him to play the West Ham way. So I don't really have sympathy for them because of how they treated David Moyes, despite all the incredible achievements he brought their way. But one thing I would love to see is for them to at least, maybe David Moyes can do them a favor and they'll go and kiss the ring. So let's see if he's able to do them a favor on Sunday. No other combination of results can help West Ham, but Leeds are already safe. So let's see how this game goes. I think West Ham will pull it out of the bag and somehow win, but Leeds are a very, 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 very tough team. And oh my God, I am not sure if they're going to be able to do it. Oh my God, before I get into the top picks to watch this weekend, Samuel Onewo, my brother. Samuel Onewo was my dorm mate the last time Arsenal won the Premier League in 2004. Nelzy, I want to say a big thank you. My fellow Philadelphia Eagle, my fellow Blue House GS1 brother, all through Faith Academy, to give us a super chat of $100. Oh my God, shout out to America. That would take like 50,000 views to accumulate through ad revenue. Samuel, God will bless you, your entire lineage, and everything you desire will come to pass in Jesus' name. In fact, just for you, I will still wish Chelsea well next year because I know you're a Chelsea brother. Nelzy says, 22 years is crazy, brother. Congrats, Sha. That's enough happiness for Arsenal. PSG for UCL, inshallah. Fearful for Chelsea and their future, but let's see what Alonso can do. Congrats again. I already considered in October. Also, we're celebrating Ronaldo's league title today. Bro, have they confirmed that Ronaldo won it? I was looking at it as well. I was like, I'm a Ronaldo guy. I love Ronaldo. But obviously, Messi's the GOAT after the World Cup. But please, someone confirm for me. Is Ronaldo finally a champion? Thank you. Also, Chelsea fans, I must say, it's a big coup for you guys to get Alonso. I thought maybe your ownership are finally listening. So it'll be interesting to see how that particular move shakes out. So congrats for that. Obviously, I expect you to wish for PSG to win. But I have to tell you, now that we're Premier League champions, I always thought it was a 50-50 tie. People are acting like Arsenal did not dominate the Champions League this year and win 8 out of 8 games and conceded only 6 goals in 14 games. Just because it's Arsenal, all of a sudden, they say, PSG will wipe the floor with you. Wipe what floor? Wipe what floor? We're looking forward to it. And either way, we're celebrating either way. 1 trophy, 2 trophies, whatever happens, we can never be trophyless again. And all of a sudden, they will stop not counting community shields. Thank you, Arteta, for your 4 trophies so far. They told me Guardiola has 20 trophies, and they counted 3 community shields. Every other league, they count their Super Cups. So thank you, Arteta. You now have 4 trophies. You have a Premier League, you have a FA Cup, and you have 2 community shields. I mean, imagine you complete the set with the Champions League title in just over 9 days' time. Nah, Teta, I can't wait for this. But Onel, I'm so grateful. Thank you so much, my brother. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. Also, the United fan, I want to bless you, brother. In fact, let me know your real name, bro. I want to thank you. You are so consistent in supporting the channel. I love all your engagements, your comments, your thoughts. And even as a United fan, you don't even come with any weird, like, banter of just trying to gaslight Arsenal. You actually have very good takes. So, my brother, as you bless me with this super chat, may God continue to bless you. May all you desire over the next year and beyond come to fruition in Jesus' name. And may you have the best summer and all you desire in the mighty name of Jesus. God bless you so much for that super chat. Thank you guys so much. My heart is so full. Like, apart from the joy of being a champion, look at the community. Like, wow, 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 wow. What else can I say? The things you guys have allowed come my way this year is all glory to God, but all thanks to the community after as well. Look at what we have at the back now. Osime saw me, said, Oluna, you be this. Simply because of the community. Wow, 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 wow. Thank you guys so much. Okay, before I put the link in and we can get cracking with the talking and chatting, can even do like 20, 25 minutes, maybe even 30. Everybody who wants to talk should come and talk, honestly. Now the picks outside of the Premier League, very, very crucial. I want you guys to know that over this weekend, a lot of Nigerian players have opportunities to add to the silverware they've already won or win their first silverware for the season. Starting with the Trabzonspor boys. You guys know that the Trabzonspor boys, especially Paul Onuachu, who's the Super League top goal scorer, and Chibuike Nwaiwu, who moved from Wolfsberger in Austria in January and has been an incredible addition to the team. I must say that I found it peculiar that Eric Chell did not call up Chibuike Nwaiwu for the June friendlies, but Chibuike Nwaiwu just performed well in Youth Cup and proved to Eric Chell that you deserve a place in the main squad. But these guys have been exceptional for Trabzonspor this season, and they get to win the Turkish Cup as they play the Turkish Cup final tomorrow night, 6:45 p.m. against Konyaspor. Now, based on their league positions, Trabzonspor should be beating Konyaspor, but of course, it's a one-off final, so anything is possible. But Trabzonspor finished third, Konyaspor finished ninth. In the final 4 games of the season, Trabzonspor had 2 wins, 1 draw, and their last game was a 3-0 home loss to Janekli Brigri, but that's okay. Konyaspor only had 1 win from their last 4 games as well. I'm expecting all 3 of these players to start the game in this match, and I'm hoping that Trabzonspor can get a routine 2-0 victory with Paul Onuachu scoring the winning goal as Trabzonspor win their first trophy since they won the Turkish league title about 4 or 5 years ago when Anthony Nwakaeme was the star player. So looking forward to that game, and let's see if Onuachu, Nwaiwu, and Nwakaeme can get their hands on some silverware. We already know the celebrations will be crazy. You already know how hard the Turkish players ride for how the Turkish fans ride for their clubs. And of course, they're going to their first World Cup 2002. So I'm sure the energy is going to be so up, so up, so up. Also, Kelechi Iheanacho has a chance to win the double for Celtic. Of course, they won the Scottish title in dramatic fashion after Dyson Maeda scored a fantastic goal in the 88th minute to break the hearts of Hearts. Ooh, I didn't even think about that joke there, but yeah. Hearts, we're very sorry for you, man. But Celtic have the opportunity to win the double. They'll be playing in the Scottish FA Cup final this Saturday at 3 p.m. They faced Dunfermline, who finished 4th in the Scottish Championship. So basically, we expect Celtic to win this game. Anything is possible, but Celtic have won 9 games in a row, and Martin O'Neill has them firing on all cylinders. Iheanacho may start this game, but we know he's not fit, so it's likely he'll come off the bench for the final 30 minutes. But I expect him to at least score, and they'll probably thrash Dunfermline like 3 or 4-0. So good luck to them. Also, most importantly, Semi Ajayi, fresh off being called back into the squad, of course, in the A-list for the June friendlies, Semi Ajayi has a chance to right the wrongs that Oluoke hates the most. Oluoke does not like Nigerian players playing the championship. And Semi Ajayi on Saturday will be playing in the championship playoff final as Hull City will be taking place against Middlesbrough. Guys, this is one of the craziest stories in football. Did you hear about the Spygate issue with Southampton and them sending an intern to go spy on Middlesbrough's training? And basically, the EFL expelled Southampton from the championship playoff final and also deducted them 4 points for next season. And then the independent panel then dismissed their appeal yesterday. And what a shameful, shameful way for a club. In fact, now they're going to have legal action from their own players against them because Look at the Southampton players. You thought you were going to play in the playoff final and get to the Premier League. And the funny thing is, Southampton have played very well this season. Look at how they knocked out the Premier League champions from the quarterfinal of the FA Cup. But that has all been tainted because they tried to cheat. If it was Nigeria, they will, of course, brush it under the carpet. But in a country with rules, these things cannot happen. So, big shame. But Southampton's loss is Middlesbrough's game. And Middlesbrough will now be playing that final against Hull City. Hull City have had the chance to prepare after beating Millwall 2-0 away. Fantastic result. But Middlesbrough, what a whirlwind. They may have the chance to play in the Premier League for the first time since, I think, 2007, when they got relegated, or 2008. And then they have not played in the playoff final since 2015, which was 11 years ago. Now, the sad thing is Middlesbrough have actually beaten Hull in 3 of their last 4 games before they lost to Hull 1-0 in December. Me, I'm all about Semi Ajayi. I want Hull City to win this game, and I expect Ajayi to start in a back 3 alongside Egan and a few of their other players. But I have to say Middlesbrough are the better side on paper. But of course, all the hoopla that's happened, Middlesbrough might even ride the wave. It's a free hit for them. But let's see if Semi Ajayi and Hull City are able to do the win and get back to the Premier League. Although I'm not even sure Hull City would start him as their starting centre-back in the Premier League. There's a reason why you people know in my mind, my pecking order is Bassey, Frederick, Emmanuel Fernandez, Igor Ogbo, Chibuike Nwaiwu. That's already 5 players. Yes, Semi Ajayi has been starting for Nigeria, especially with the injured Frederick at AFCON. But like I said, he's 33 years old. You are still young as a human being, but as a footballer, you're on the way down as a centre-back at 33. So it's time to blood in the new stars, especially Manuel Fernandez. So let's see how that game goes. But good luck, Semi Ajayi, and we hope that when we're doing the Monday show and the end of season review, we will be congratulating you for making it to the Premier League again. He has not been in the Prem for 3 or 4 years since he played for West Brom. One of the first 2 seasons of the podcast, Semi Ajayi used to feature in my Starboy of the Week a lot because he was very good with his head. He is very good with his head. So let's see how that goes. Also, David Okereke's Cremonese are going into the final week in Syria with a chance to avoid relegation. At the moment, they're in the relegation zone. They're 1 point behind Lecce with 1 game to go. Unfortunately for them, they place as Fabregas' Como, who are currently 5th. And Como know that if they win the match and other results go their way, Como will be in the Champions League. At the moment, they're in the Europa League. But Cremonese, on the other hand, need to win and hope Lecce drop points to Genoa. Cremonese have won their last 2 games, though, and Okereke has scored 2 goals in his last 4 games. So it'll be interesting to see how this game goes. I could see it being a 1-1 draw, and I think it's going to be a bit too little too late for Cremonese as they go back down. So let's see how this game goes. And then finally, Villarreal play Atlético Madrid in La Liga. This game is just for pride. Both of these teams have qualified for the Champions League. They're currently 3rd and 4th, respectively, but they're tied on points at the moment. The only difference is, I think, Villarreal are ahead on goals scored. They even have the same number of goal difference as well. Lookman will definitely start this game. We know he scored in the last game as well, but they're mainly playing for La Liga prize money. If you finish 3rd, you probably get a couple more million euros into your bank account compared to finishing 4th. I could see this being a 1-1 draw because Villarreal are a cultured side. Nicolas Pepe has been called up for the World Cup after missing out on AFCON, and he's a player. Everybody knows me. I used to be a Nicolas Pepe fanboy, I guess you could call it, when he signed for Arsenal, because he's one of my favorite players on FIFA Ultimate Team when I used to play FIFA religiously then. Although right now, I think I finally reached the point I'll never buy FIFA again. You know, when you notice that you're just not playing the game as much anymore. You know, it's been happening for the past 3 years. So let me save my coins. Okay, finally, before I share the link and go to the comments and get some chats. Wants to watch for this weekend. Like I said, tomorrow, Trabzonspor play in the Turkish Cup final. So looking forward to how they get on against Konyaspor. Saturday, we then see Iheanacho playing against Dunfermline at 3 p.m. So let's see how that game goes. 30 minutes later, Semi Ajayi's Championship playoff final will be kicking off at Wembley. So that will be a great game to watch. And then at 7:45 p.m., Serie A is going to round up for the season. Fisar Delibashu's Lazio will be playing up against Akisomero and Drosimi's Pizza. I just hope, even though they have nothing to play for, they should shake each other and say, see you in London soon. You know, Akisomero and Drosimi are coming to the Unity Cup, and Delibashu will see you in Poland. So looking forward to that. Chidera Ejike, we know that he's no longer called up for Nigeria, and I think he's probably made his last cap for Nigeria, rightfully so. But Akko Adams gets a chance to score his 11th goal of the season in La Liga. They go away to play Celta Vigo. I'm pretty sure Sevilla are now safe from relegation, and Celta Vigo are a cultured side, so it's going to be a tricky fixture for Sevilla, but let's see how they get on. Ademola Sadiq gets to sign off his league season for La Liga with Valencia hosting Barcelona at the Mestalla. So let's see how that game goes. On Sunday, the Premier League will be ending. So the Fulham boys will be playing Newcastle at Craven Cottage at 4 p.m. Nottingham Forest's Awoniyi will be playing against Bournemouth at 4 p.m. And then Arokodare will probably make his last Premier League appearance at 4 p.m. as well. 5 p.m. we'll see Maduka Okoye play against Napoli to end the season in Serie A. Congratulations again for being Udinese's player of the season and also for your recall back to the Super Eagles. I think right now the ball is in Okoye's court in terms of reestablishing himself as the Super Eagles #1. Although Okonkwo is still a championship player, whether we like it or not. So let's see how he gets on in his debut. But I wish Okonkwo all the best. Shout out to Okonkwo's agency, Arete Limited. It's the same agency as Femi Aziz. They were kind enough to collaborate on Instagram and just tag Nigeria Football Weekly. So, guys, community, whatever you're doing, the people are seeing it. I just want to thank you guys all for everything. Because honestly, who knows what may be able to come. Maybe I'll get to interview them one day, have a conversation. Also, I'm having some conversations with some Lagos clubs. So let's see what we can do in terms of amplifying the MPFL. I told you guys I want to figure out a club support in Lagos. So I'll bring some more information when some things check out on that lens. So those are the games to play. And then Onyedika will be celebrating his league title at 7:30 p.m. as Club Brugge end the season against Ghent at home. Then Okereke will play for Cremonese at 7:45. And then Ademola Lookman rounds up the Super Eagles club season by playing against Villarreal at 8 p.m. on Sunday. Now, that will be the end of the club season for the vast majority of the leagues. Of course, we know that the only leagues that will still be on are the leagues in the so-called countries closer to the Northern Hemisphere. So Denmark, Sweden, Finland, Norway, all those countries, their season is happening right now because they need to play through the summer because of the weather. They're all going to take breaks for the World Cup, rightfully so, because it's the World Cup. But Zadokiana's Aiko are playing games all the way to the end of May. Their last game is against Sirius, who are top of the league. And like I said, he got injured. So it is crazy that nobody in the NFF could still use their due diligence and actually realize they could not call him up. So very, very interesting situation, I must say, But it is what it is anyway. Let's see how they get on. This is the end of our Premier League previews for the season. I want to say a big, big thank you for 2025-2026 season. It's been a long, long road. We had hope Nigeria will make it to the World Cup. They broke our hearts this season, but they redeemed themselves in AFCON. We've watched Super Eagles do well in AFCON. We've seen Arsenal win the Premier League. We've seen the so-called level ups go down and suffer and struggle with no trophies this year. It's been one for the books. And also, this has been the season where I have seen the leveling up of Nigeria Football Weekly, all thanks to you guys. Meeting players, including the biggest bet of them all. Getting press passes, getting to cover the Champions League, getting to go to Sweden to cover players, getting press passes now, getting brands reaching out about things that we could do. It's just wonderful, wonderful stuff. So I just want to say a big, big thank you to everybody for all the love and for how you've supported this channel. It's been a brilliant, brilliant season. And for football fans, as if there's not enough candy in the cookie jar, we get to watch a World Cup which will be taking place over 6 entire weeks. Yes, make sure that pain of Nigeria not being in the World Cup marinates. And we must use this to make sure we never have this feeling again. I need everybody to remember to tackle the buffoons that put us in this period. And do not forget, do not have mental amnesia. When you see Pinnick again trying to go around telling us how he's the savior of Nigerian football, we must remind him of all his failures. Ibrahim Gusa wants to try to get re-elected as NFF president after he has failed. It must not happen. We must remind them that they are bums and they must leave our football alone. Please, guys, the collective responsibility of saving Nigerian football is on all of us, not just our leaders. Let's all continue doing our part. Let's support the Super Eagles. Let's support the women's team. Let's support the underage groups. Even the MPFL that is mediocre right now, I'm going to try and find a team. I can see Jackson's comments. I'm going to get into it. I can at least commit to covering some of the Lagos sides. I don't know if I know enough or if there's enough access to cover the entire league. But we all have a stake in this game. And by God's grace, we will never, ever see our country miss out on a World Cup again in Jesus' name. Amen, amen, amen. Because the pain is going to be a lot. But it is still the World Cup. And if you live in Lagos or you live in London, in my opinion, we have the perfect time schedule for the World Cup. No game starts before 5 p.m. So you have no excuse to not be efficient at work or still go to the gym in the morning or still run in the evening just before the game starts. And then you get to watch football at 5 p.m., 8 p.m., 11 p.m. If you're on a nocturnal person, you can even watch 2 a.m. games. But at least on Thursday nights, Friday nights, Saturday nights, you can watch 2 a.m. games. We're about to be well fed. Also, because of all the love you guys show me on this channel, especially on YouTube, do you guys know that YouTube have invited me to go to Box Park in Croydon to cover the England versus Ghana game during the World Cup? So I will officially be covering the game as a neutral. Maybe I'll combine Nigeria Football Weekly, Africa Football Weekly. But I just want to tell you guys, things are happening. And guys, if you know the kind of stress I was going through in the first few months of this year, may we never go through Allah. But one thing I know, tough times never last. Tough people do. And a moving man will always meet his target. So I want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart for a fantastic, fantastic season and for where you guys have taken this channel to at the moment. Yes, our social media, I still want us to get 10,000 subscribers or followers, especially on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook. At the moment, we're over 5K, almost at 5K. But this YouTube tribe, God will bless you all because you guys stand 10 toes down behind this channel. And I just want to say I am grateful from the bottom of my heart in every shape possible. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Many more opportunities will continue to level up. I would figure out if I still do the Thursday live streams now that I'm back in full-time work, but just know that the same way you guys have helped me this year, may God continue to help you all. And let's enjoy this football. And now I am a Premier League winner, a potential Champions League winner. I now work for one of the companies you can see here. So God is good, and I want to say all glory to him. Thank you guys for the support. And let me go to the comments. Bukola Ojoy, oh my God. Bukola, oh my God. Forgive me, I just saw the super chat. Up Gunners, Joe. See you at the trophy parade. Bukola, email me. Olu Nigeria Football Weekly. I must find you at that parade. Yes, my brother or sister. I don't even know. Bukola can be a man's name, a woman's name. We will be there, and we cannot wait to celebrate. It is time for everybody to hold that, and we will celebrate. Bring out all your kits, bring out your flags, bring out your mufflers, bring out your scarves, bring out your fake trophies, bring out your drink, bring out your Bible, whatever it is you want to celebrate. And most importantly, bring out your battery pack, because there's going to be a lot of celebrating and picture taking and video recording. And also for the Arsenal fans of this channel, I am hoping to make a parade vlog. I'm going to do a parade vlog for your viewing pleasure. And we're going to drop it on Nigeria Football Weekly and Arsenal Football Weekly to celebrate, because we deserve it. May God continue to bless you, my brother or sister, and continue to shine, shine, shine. And you know the best part? I think it's only the beginning. I think it is only the beginning. Like Jake said, whisper my name. Oh, yeah, I even forgot. Have I ever told you guys how much I love Drake on this channel? Even my favorite artists have been dropping new albums for me. Drake, Ashake. I'm just in joyland right now, man. So shout out to everybody, man. And I appreciate you so much for that super chat. May God continue to bless you. Let me go to the comments because you guys are too much. Let's make sure we cover every single comment. United fan said, thoughts on the England team. My brother, I want to wait till they show the full team list tomorrow. English journalists cannot help themselves. 1 second. Thomas Tuchel is announcing the squad at 10 a.m. tomorrow. But every English journalist, Sam Dino, Ostino, they leak the news. Maguire is not going. Cowell is not going. Palmer is not going. And all the Arsenal and Nigeria boys are going. No problem. That's what happens when you're a champion. But whoever does not go, I need that pain to marinate, man. Do you see Karimade and me? Germany have treated him like an afterthought yet again. Let's see what the final squads look like. That Gibbs White one is paining me. But Gibbs White, next time, go and play for Jamaica. This one is on you. Go to where you're celebrated. I cannot understand these guys. Thank you so much again, Emmanuel Arinde. I appreciate you, my brother. United fan says Portugal have one of the top 5 squads in the league. Let's see how we compare against the best players in the world. Exactly that. Portugal's squad is so stacked. They even left out João Palhinha. There are a few like surprise omissions, it must be said. But Roberto Martinez, the guy likes to just be different. Tell me why this man called up 4 goalkeepers for the World Cup. To do what? That's just kind of thing Roberto Martinez likes to do. But it is what it is. Emmanuel says, yeah, you guys taught us all how to win the organic way. I'm so glad at this humility. You're right. So I hope your clubs all learn from us now, and we take it from there. Brother Steven, thank you so much, my pastor. God bless you, sir. Thank you so much for the kind words and for the congratulations. I was even joking the day they confirmed Nigeria's Arsenal won the league title. Can you imagine our pastor's sermons going forward? Look at the God of Bukayo Saka that showed the power of patience and perseverance. This year, your perseverance shall be rewarded in Jesus' name. Amen. Pastors go cook with sermon this weekend, man. They will use us now for sermon. And I don't even mind. You see the importance of being patient and not cheating the process? The same way God has rewarded us now, God will reward you. Amen. I can't wait. I can't wait. Thank you so much. I agree with you, United fan. Irasor is not my cup of tea. I would have also called up Ibrahim Marcos as well. He's had a pretty good season at Estrella, especially considering the level of Estrella in the league. Emmanuel Arinde also says, Olu, honestly, I am a Chelsea fan, but I really feel this is the most deserving title win in the last 8 years. Wow, I love that so much. No excessive budget, built a stadium, bought properly, pocket-friendly players with no Saudi money. Thank you so much for admitting the truth, though. All these enemies online that will now say, oh, you spent 1 billion in 8 years. Which big club did not spend up to 1 billion in the past 8 years? Did you see the state of our squad when Arteta came in? The only player that's still left is literally Bukayo Saka. So I really, really appreciate these nuanced comments, man. God bless you. And good luck to all next season. Look, I love the Premier League. We all love the Premier League. It's why we watch it, you know. It's because we love the Barclays. I'll always call it the Barclays because of my age. I know it's not sponsored by the Barclays anymore, but that's just the way we used to call it growing up, you know. And I'm looking forward to the challenge next year again from Man City, from Liverpool, from Man United, from who again do I think will challenge? Chelsea. Xabi Alonso is the best thing the Blueco owners have done in the past 6 years. So it'll be interesting to see how they are able to sort that out, especially with their financial constraints. Even the Zerbi ball, it could be interesting. Let's see how Marco Rosa performs with Bournemouth next year. Unai Emery, he's now European champion, then the Champions League again. Aston Villa should have a bit more money because they've qualified for the Champions League through the Prem as well as winning the Europa League. So with that loosening of the purse strings, can Aston Villa build more? What does the next iteration of their build looks like? You know, so very excited for the challenge, but at least for now, between May now and May next year, I am the Premier League champion. And I just love the fact that I know that my club is going to go again. What an unbelievable feeling to just know. And I love the comments from Stan and Josh Kroenke saying, we will not stand still. We're going to go again. I mean, that's just music to my ears as an Arsenal fan. To be honest, obviously, you people know my dream signing, even though I don't think it will happen. I would love to turn that to an Arsenal kit. I'm not even going to lie to you. If Osimhen was playing for Arsenal, they're dead. But I will take my Junior Krupi. You can keep Gyökeres there, keep Havertz there. Jesus is going to leave us. Thanks for the title. Go and sign me Krupi Jr., who can play as a left winger, in number 10 as a striker. And then go and bring me Barcola or Diamande. Semenyo, nah. Next time, wait for your boyhood club. Nah. And come and sign for us. So give me those two signings. I'm not even sure I want a central midfielder, to be honest. Now that Luis Kelly has turned into, you know, a fantastic box-to-box midfielder. Hey, I have my esteemed brother, IoT, on the show. Hey, I'm so happy. Fantastic. In fact, now that IoT is here, I'll get him on and tell him. I was even going to message him today to ask him if he's free on Monday. My people. Okay, comments. Let me run through them quickly. United fan, I agree. I don't understand the Wenoseni, man. I do not at all, man. I don't understand. I do not get that one. Vontae B, good to see you, bro. It says, first time in so many years, we waited till the season before we can argue with Arsenal fans, and they have had the last laugh. Thank you so much. We have indeed had the last laugh. Jackson, the link is on if you could come in. Thank you so much, Charles. Charles, good to see you, man. Thanks for the congratulations, man. Amazing, amazing to see. Adeola said it's quite poetic. I'm sure you're talking about Ebere Eze. So let's see. Adeola said Oshula will choose Denmark. Well, good for him. Because honestly, the competition is harder in Nigeria. Osima is not going anywhere. Akko is not going anywhere. You know, let's see what Murphy and Co are able to do. But if I was him, I know who's more likely to win a title. You know. So anyway, and then you're right, Chukwueze is consistent. Elias, oh my God, I saw your qualifying group. But guys, Elias is a Somalian who watches the channel religiously. And we were rooting for him because Somalia made it to the AFCON main qualifiers for the first time in their history. And then I saw the draw for AFCON. They put them in the same group as Ivory Coast and Ghana. Even the other team is pretty tough. I can't remember who it was. But I think Rwanda. But it's a very tough group, man. So good luck, my brother. But at least you get to play some big boys. So enjoy the time, Elias. Good to see. United fan, now that Pep is leaving, can you see Nigeria being the first African? United fan is not possible. How would they pay Guardiola? Those ones that cannot even pay Eric Shelley's full money. What are we doing here? Impossible. United fans said Chelsea make Conference League. Let's see where Chelsea end up. Let's see where they end up. Shout out to everybody. Nelzy, I want to thank you again, man. I want to thank you again. I agree that Femi Aziz look like a Bournemouth player. Let's see where he ends. Oh, Ronaldo scored a brace. O'Shea, Ororo. League title finally. Like Arsenal just got it. Tarid Wahab, thank you, man. Arsenal fans get mouth. We do, man. We deserve it. Thank you so much, Elias. Thank you so much, David. Good to finally know your name. Lagos, Nigeria, based in the UK. Oh, amazing. Are you in London? Where are you? Yeah, welcome to the parade, though. If you feel like still seeing what a parade looks like, you know, I can't lie to you. How many of our players have won titles? A few of them, you know. A few of them. Any other comments? Jack said we'll talk about Inter Lagos. In fact, they're the ones I was talking to somebody that I know from there. I knew Sporting Lagos more, but I know the owner of Inter Lagos from afar. Larry Vigo. When we see ourselves, we say hello. So it's interesting to see what happens this summer and what we'll end up watching. Abdul says Olise was invited from Reading. Yeah, but the difference is when he was invited from Reading, they actually did not even contact him to tell him that they were putting him on his standby list. And that's inaccurate. They put Michael Olise on his standby list, which was very stupid. It wasn't even when he was in Reading. It was when he was at Palace, which did not make sense. I appreciate you guys all. Don't worry, Abdul. Let him become world class first. He can become one. But right now, based on objectivity, Abdul Owenoseni has no business in the national team. Come on. Nigerians like to be ridiculous sometimes. If, when, and but. If he becomes a world class, let him be world class first now. You have national team that should be on merit. You are telling me someone in Ligue 1 should play for Nigeria. You guys don't even respect Super Eagles. That's my problem with some of you. What kind of insult is that? Thank you so much, Shane. We're going to get you on in a second. Hey, shout out to Ororo. Thank you, man. 22 years old. Lord, Jackson said only the pastor. Hey, I love this from IoT. Let me get him on. Spending money does not make any title any more or less deserved. If that's the case, likes of Villa would say no title is deserved. Yeah, wealth is relative. I agree. You must still put your medals on the table and perform, which is why we must still give credit to Man City all the time. You know, this Abdul is still doing imagine in his mind. Let me know abuse him. He gave me his match out to. Hey, $10. Don't worry. Say whatever you like about League One players playing for Nigeria. I disagree. I'm a man of integrity. I don't think it makes sense. I get the point you're trying to say that players develop. But brother, Nigeria's attack is the most stacked part of our squad. We should not be bringing people that do not make sense, in my opinion. But the same way you have blessed me and you've enjoyed this content, Abdul, may God continue to bless you. Thank you so much for taking money out of your pocket and blessing the channel. May God continue to bless you. And thank you so much for your engagement and for your comments. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. Let us see how it goes. Okay, let me get my guests on, man. Let me get my guests on. It was Gambia. Can you imagine? Ivory Coast, Ghana, Gambia, and Somalia in that group. Elias, I'm so sorry, man. They'll go 2 beats Somalia, man. I'm so sorry. But I like your expectation management. And also, Elias runs the Somalis Worldwide Football page. So if you feel like supporting another African country, even the minnows, so that we can give them some support as they grow, as they're supporting us, please, that would be amazing to see. So shout out to everybody. And the United fan, I'm in London. You should come to Bahrain now. I like you. You're a real United fan. He's like, no. Okay, let me turn on my lights and bring my guests on. Okay. I'm finally tired. You don't have no idea how happy I am to talk to IoT as a Premier League champion. You know, IoT is a bit younger than me. So IoT has not witnessed Arsenal win the Premier League. So he has finally witnessed something. So I want to see what IoT thinks. And then we have our two usual guests, Cheryl and Jackson. Jackson, my fellow Premier League champion. Let me get everybody on. But first, IoT, absolute pleasure to have you on, my brother. Thank you so much for all the support. And of course, me, I will first glaze you and all the work you do for.
Thank you, bro.
God bless you. Keep up the great work. You know, God knows the amount of work. Those of us that do this hustle, we understand. I don't want to me, my own is passion project. We understand what it takes. So and when nobody was supporting the women's team, IoT was there. In fact, Nelzy, my friend who gave me $100, IoT, he is by far the most vocal supporter of the women's team I've ever seen in my life. If there's anybody that you should speak to about the Super Falcons, is him. Honestly, he's always there. But anyway, IoT, lovely to have you on, my brother. As a Premier League champion, you know, how does it feel to be in a world now where the Gunners are Premier League champions? You know,
Look,
fourth title in our history, fourth one in Premier League. You know,
look.
let me give you the floor.
First of all, thanks for having me. I will say, even though I'm very loud and proud in my hate for Arsenal, I'll say congratulations. Like, I'm not a sore loser. I think Arsenal, despite all the mago and the controversy, I still think that Arsenal have been clearly the best team in England this season. Not only just in the Premier League, we've also seen it in the Champions League. So even though I wanted Arsenal to bottle at the end, Man City just throughout the season clearly were not as good as Arsenal. We're not as consistent as Arsenal. And it showed in the games that Man City dropped points, with the game mistake that led to the other game and they're not being able to defeat Bournemouth. Even before Bournemouth scored that first goal, they had a chance that Evan Nielsen skied. And I already kind of knew that, Man City were not going to win. Man City were not going to win this game. So it is what it is. Congratulations to us now. I've been seeing all the noise on social media and it's to be expected. 22... If you've been trying to have a baby for 22 years and the baby finally comes, can you tell that person to keep quiet and to not be happy about it? You have to let the person celebrate and be joyful.
Safely delivered. Safely delivered.
Exactly. So I get it. I get it. Now is United as on the clock. United now.
But you guys are not far behind, though.
But we won Champions League in 2021. We won the Club World Cup in 2025.
No.
See,
Premier League
no. I understand. We've not won the Premier League since Antonio Conte. I get it. But I'm saying, even if you don't win the Premier League, if you win one or two Champions Leagues in between,
I see your angle. United have not won the Champions League since 2008.
If you're only winning Carabao and FA Cup, that's when I'll say, okay, you need a big trophy. But
God.
We've won the Champions League since then.
Thank you, God.
We've won the Champions League since then. So I'm okay. Now we have Xabi Alonso. Hopefully the board backs him with the right players. Because ultimately, they should not say, because Alonso won Premier League with Boniface, Bundesliga with Boniface. Now they will say he should win Premier League with João Pedro and Delap.
No.
I hope they back him with quality players. And, let's see what comes up with the Premier League. I still pray that Arsenal lose the Champions League final. But
which is fair. I would expect nothing less.
Because if Arsenal win the Champions League and Premier League in the same season, oh man, no. What alternate universe am I living in?
I think it's the same way we all end up adjusting to the realities. I remember when I was scared of City winning the Champions League. I even wanted you guys to do it that year. Wait, did I want Chelsea to win? No, I wanted City to win actually because I respect Chelsea more. You guys are a better culture club than City. But once you guys won it and City won it, we all had to accept the reality. So one thing I realized is everybody's going to be okay.
Last everybody except United, but everybody else is.
One thing I wanted to say, IoT, I was literally going to message you today. We'll speak privately anyway, but Monday, I want to do an end of season roundup on the show.
No problem.
So if you are free, before you do your own, let's just Like we did. Mind you, your teams been supporting me since the beginning. When we had 100 subscribers on YouTube, we did the end of season preview. Do you remember when
No,
Chukwueze won
I remember. Yeah.
Europa League? So I'd love for us to I want us to just keep it
So,
focused.
sorry. Somebody in the comment said, "I've never seen IoT without his glasses." The issue is, if you see, if I remove my glasses, I cannot see. My glasses are not a fashion statement. I literally need them to see. So if I remember without my glasses, I'll know. Like my eyes are. You know what? I've met people with way worse eyes than myself. But as I'm sitting right now in front of my computer, if I take off my glasses, I wouldn't be able to read what's on the screen and everything. So it's not fashion. Is a necessity, and I'm not a big fan of contacts. Lenses.
Let me confess, the IoT were similar in that case, but today I wear contacts. This is even like
that's the thing. I'm not a big fan of contacts. Like I've tried it, I'm just like nah. You know, I like my glasses. Even when I play sports, like I still wear my glasses to play.
Fair.
You know, I'm just not a big fan of contacts. If I was a professional athlete, I'll get like professional like goggles, like the one that David used to wear. But you know, I wear my glasses to play sports. But let me transition as well and just talk about Super Eagles, you know, talking about like the Unity Cup. I did a short real video on the Zadok Johanna situation. It's rather unfortunate, you know, like I mean the boy is coming back from a knock. The club wants him to heal properly. They don't want him to go and play 2 meaningless games when he can play meaningful games for them. I see the club's point of view. I also see the point of view of bro, like first call up, you know, it's a dream come true for him. Somebody that was like 6 months ago, nobody knew who this guy was pretty much, and now he's the talk of the town. You know, now he's the talk of the town. He gets a call up. Of course, he would want to get to be able to step on the field, even if it's 5 minutes, and say that he has won the jersey and represented his country. So I see both sides of it. You know, in my video, I was saying like, I wish the club had said, okay, you can go, but maybe they tell Nigeria no more than 20 minutes, you know, in a game or something, or okay, he can only play one game and he can only play 20 minutes, just to allow him feel that. But I also see the club's point of view that the ones that are investing in him, if not for them, Nigeria would not be calling him up, because it's not like he has been on Nigeria's radar. Nobody, they didn't call him to youth teams. They were not involved in his development. So
and also, I was pretty sure he will not come, just because, you know, I got the opportunity to go to Stockholm myself.
Yeah, I saw.
Literally 10 days ago. No. Yeah, 11 days ago. Bro, Zarakiana got taken off the pitch at halftime. Can you imagine after we flew to Stockholm? The player we came to watch, I was videoing from pitch side. I could see him right there. They told me not to use my phone for professional reasons. And then I was like, okay, second half, I'll see what I can do. So for them to take off...
They told you not to use your phone to record?
Yeah, because I was there. They gave me a
you were in the media. Were you on like pitch side or where?
Your pitch side, but when they give you the pitch side, you're there as a cameraman.
Yeah,
like,
photographer. Yeah.
Because obviously the Swedish league TV rights holders are the ones that have the rights to video pitch side. Obviously, the Nigerian in me was almost going to be like, fuck these guys, man. Johanna is right there. But I did not think he would not play the entire match.
Fair.
But when I watched the match myself, I can say 3 things. Aiko is Zarakiana plus 10 other players. Their defense is hella crap. No offense. And the way they got battered by their biggest rivals, it made me realize how big these clubs are in Sweden. 50,000 seater stadium is the same stadium that the Swedish national team play. It was full to the brim. Ultras everywhere. Flares everywhere. For them to have taken Johanna off at halftime, I already knew it must have been a bit of a serious injury, even if it's precaution.
Yeah.
We already know our NFF. Anybody that did their due diligence, a player is injured, there's no way he's coming for any meaningless friendlies.
Especially when his season is still on.
And especially because when they were arranging the Unity Cup, we can all check FIFA's website. We know the meaning of playing international friendlies outside the international match calendar.
Yeah.
Players are not obliged to be released.
Yeah.
And like you rightfully said, the Swedish league is literally in game week 8 right now, or game week 9. They literally have to play the top of the league team this weekend. Not this weekend, the one after. This, where we're supposedly playing the Unity Cup final, they're playing top of the league. So if you're Sweden, obviously they're very excited, because if it's a Nigerian international, they can slap an extra 5 million on his transfer fee and we can see who's going to sign for. But I think anyone with objectivity, especially having been there and seen just the impact of Ico and the club, I didn't even get to interview him. They guaranteed that I'll be able to interview him after the game. But once they said written interview though, they said I won't be able to record. But once I wasn't able to see him, I kind of knew that it must be not like it's a light injury, but something significant happened enough for him to have to recuperate. And the Swedes are a bit like the Dutch. They don't have time for sentiment. They're like, oh yeah, well, thank you. We appreciate it. But objectively, I'm sure they're even looking at the NFF like, are these guys stupid? Sorry if that sounds harsh, but it's like they just can't even comprehend. Did you see the press release? Short and straight to the point.
Short and straight to the point. Yeah,
like, no need to chat too much. And I thought I already knew he was not coming.
Just a quick one, Olu. As we're talking, Rafael Onedika's Club Rouge have just won the Belgian Jupiler Pro League. Despite drawing their game, but results elsewhere. USG also drew, so
wow.
They've been able
congratulations to Rafael Onedika, second league title, officially qualified for the Champions League as well.
It's time for him to leave, man. It's time for him to leave.
I agree. As if you hit me, as if you got my exact word I said earlier. 4 years at Club Brugge, 2 league titles, at least 2 Champions League campaigns. Enough is enough. It's time to go to a Champions League club in a top 5 league, in my humble opinion. So let's see where it gets on. So IoT, before we end the review as well, I just want to ask you 2 things. One, just give me your general expectations for both the Unity Cup game, particularly the Zimbabwe one, and also what you like to see against Poland and Portugal, just as a Nigerian fan and someone that has authority, at least in social media, in terms of being able to speak towards our national team. So I'd love to hear that. And then secondly, just let me know your expectations for next season for Chelsea. And then we'll save our review of our ballers for Monday.
See, as far as Nigeria, the Unity Cup, I'm not really looking forward to it, if I'm being honest. Like, I'm going to... Oh, shoot.
How could that happen? IoT, can you still hear us?
Sorry.
Amazing.
I was using my camera, but my camera died, so I just switched to my MacBook.
It looks pretty good.
Give me 1 second. Sorry. I keep forgetting to plug this thing in sometimes. I've been recording content all day, so my battery is low.
Fair.
Let's see. Okay. So yeah, as far as the Unity Cup, I'm not really excited for it. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to follow it. I'm going to probably create content on it. I mean, I've already started creating content on it.
I'm like you as well, so don't feel like
you're the only one like that. Because it's Nigeria, it's the Super Eagles C maybe, but it's still Super Eagles. So we have to just do our due diligence. I'm not really a fan of playing these meaningless games, but again, for the coach, he probably looks at it as an opportunity to get some quality options, for the future. While that is the case, the fact that the June squad is also out is like, maybe, I guess, if you see somebody good in the Unity Cup and somebody drops out from the June team, then maybe they can call that person up as a replacement. That's the best that it can be. I saw the squad for the most part, like mix of youth, mix of a few experienced or regular players, and then the NPFL players. I hope that at least the NPFL players that they called up this time will be able to show more than what the ones that were called up for the last Unity Cup showed us, because the last set of guys, they did not cover the NPFL in glory at all. So I'm really hoping that at least things can look a bit different. I would say, okay, maybe there's 1 or 2 quality players in the NPFL. There's the Tosin, what's his last name? Oyedoku or something like that. I think his name is, let me quickly find his name. Yes, Oyedoku Tosin, number 10 for Ikorodu City. People have been hyping him up, telling me how good he is as a player. Let me see. I'm not going to lie and say I watch Ikorodu City games like that. So at least I'll be able to watch him and see if he actually has something. And for the other players, fringe players, see what they can offer. Let's see if the coach is actually even going to give them a chance, the MPFL players, or is he just going to go with the strongest possible lineup, with the Nwaiwu, Igors, and put all the strong players on the field. We have to wait and see. Now replacements, they've brought in Yeraso and they've brought in some other person. I heard you and I think somebody else was saying like, oh, Marcus Abraham. I'm not going to lie. I'm personally not a big fan of Marcus Abraham. I've been following him for years now, even before he joined Estrella. I don't think he's that fantastic. I don't think he's that much quality.
Neither do I. I just think compared to MPFL options.
No, I mean MPFL for the Unity Cup, I can't get mad if they're calling them. We know that they're just trying to, make MPFL players get some exposure, get some competition, because for me, when I look at this season, for example, and I try to pick maybe certain players here that I think did quite well, if not Iraso. I think Iraso was just an easy option, probably because he's already been in the team, so they just called him up again. I think like a player like Moses Uso, despite playing in Austria, not a very high level league, I still think that he has had a fantastic season. And if you are going to reward anybody, you reward someone that has had a fantastic season. I mean, we're seeing the news popping up here and there with the England squad and how the players that had bad seasons like Kopama are being left out of the squad, despite the fact that you can argue that, Kopama is a quality player, but he played rubbish this season. So Thomas Tuchel is leaving him at home. Exactly. Phil Foden, same thing. Phil Foden is a quality player. We know this, but he didn't have a good year. So for me, at the end of the day, you should reward those that did well, especially for these kind of friendlies. So a player like Moses Uso, a player like Bamidele Yusuf. Yes, he plays in Hungary, but he also played in the Europa League and he did well in the Europa League. So to me, those are the kind of players that you.
And I guess it even makes it more annoying, IoT, because you saw Rafael Durosimi called up, for example, who also did. I'm happy with that one, but it's the same path of he played well in the Europa League, and we saw him do all right for Victoria Pilsen. And even with the pizza dip, he still got a call up. Because I was thinking about Bamidele Yusuf, Moses Uzo as well. Because if those ones were not selected, the person that excites me the most from the new blood is probably Femi Aziz. Just because I know.
Yes, Femi Aziz is an exciting player. I'm very excited to actually see him play. I've gone and watched him and scouted him properly. Like, the guy brings a lot of quality and something different to our right side of our attack. Even though under Eric Shell, we know we don't really play with an out-and-out right winger, so it's going to be tricky to see how he fits exactly. But the guy has quality. And
one thing, IoT, from your scouting, can Femi Aziz play as a number 10? Because Eric Shell and this is 4-3-1-2, 4-1-2-1-2.
So he really doesn't play as a number 10 because he's a true winger who likes to run at his man, who likes to cross the ball in. He can cross it with his right, he can put it on his left. He's originally left-footed, but he's also good with his right foot. He takes, like, this guy strikes a mean shot. Like, when they say when somebody hits it, it stays.
I watched his last 5 goals for Millwall at the end of the season.
It stays hit. So I don't really see him playing as a number 10. He's not like a visionary. He's not somebody that really connects the play. He's more like a final ball or final, second to the last ball kind of player, but majorly playing from that right side. But I'm still excited to see what he brings. With Owuneseni, same thing I said when I did my video. I'm not excited by Owuneseni. Like, the truth is, I'm not going to pretend like I've been watching him for years. No, I don't watch Plymouth Argyle, But at the end of the day, I went and I scouted and I looked at his games, I looked at his play. The only thing that I can really, let me give him his credits where credit is due. The boy is very, very composed in front of goal. I've seen times where he gets the ball in the box, 2 defenders and the goalkeeper. He takes his time, he dribbles, he finishes, he slots it, he goes around the goalkeeper, very composed in front of the goal. He presses off the ball very, very well. He knows his positioning is good. He knows where to be, he knows how to press, he knows the right angle to press from. And I thought one of the things that was very, very key as well is that he plays as the second striker in the front.
Okay.
And that was something that I thought was very key. For the entire season, he's the second striker in the front 2. And the only combination of strikers that we know right now that works is Osimhen and Akko Adams. So maybe Eric Shell is looking at it that, okay, if I pair him with Osimhen, can he do okay? If I pair him with Paul or if I pair him with Akko, maybe he's looking for a different combination of strikers that could potentially work. Because other than that, if it's just a meritocracy thing or a performance-based thing or if it is a quality-based thing, he really doesn't have business being in Super Eagles. In the Unity Cup is one thing, but they also called him to go and face Ronaldo and face Fernandes
really
and all those guys in June. So that's the part that I'm like, maybe Eric Shell just thinks that he might have something that helps him fit in that his front 2. Because otherwise, he
It
doesn't
doesn't make
deserve to
any
be there.
sense.
And when you were talking earlier, you spoke about how somebody in the comments was not doesn't respect, the Super Eagles and everything. But Olu, why would anybody, Abdul, United fan, myself, Taiwo, why should we respect the Super Eagles when those that run the Super Eagles don't respect it? Because at the end of the day, the only reason why somebody can be shouting that a League One player should be deserves to play for the Super Eagles is because they call League One players. I've said it in the past that a player from Thailand is messaging me and asking me, bro, what do I think that he can do to make it to the Super Eagles?
Thailand.
That's what I'm saying. And I'm looking at and I'm thinking, like, bro, like you're playing in Thailand. But because he has seen all sorts of Tom, Dicks, and Harrys play for Nigeria, he genuinely believes that he is deserving. Yes, and he has a chance. So that's the tricky part. The respect, crazy. the aura, the profile that is supposed to be a Super Eagles player. Where it's like you're supposed to think that if this guy plays for the Super Eagles, then he must be one of the best that Nigeria has to offer. It's like if somebody tells you that, guy, I play for the Spanish national team, you automatically would imagine, this guy must be a top player.
It's like how even Unai Simon, if he plays for Spain, even though we're still like, he starts for Spain, he must be good. Mm-hmm. Even though we're like, Raya.
So it's just that thing of like the aura, the meritocracy has just vanished. Now they call every Tom, Dick, and Harry. We have now this Unity Cup that allows even the lower echelon players to also become Super Eagles players. So it's like, it is what it is. Like at this point, if United fan wants to play for Nigeria, he can work 1 or 2 connections. maybe they'll call him as well. So it's a very tricky thing. Not excited for Unity Cup, more excited for the June friendlies. Why? Because these 2 fixtures are quote unquote World Cup fixtures. I know Poland did not qualify, but Portugal qualified. Portugal against Nigeria. Last time we played them, I remember they slapped us 4. We can't forget.
That match was disgraceful, man. Without our white jersey. Oh my God, Pesero took us to go and waste time.
But that was before Pesero realized that we need to learn how to defend. But I mean, they slapped us in that game.
Is it safe to say, IoT, that's the last time we played a top team in a friendly?
I would say
like a top 10 side, top 10.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Side in the world in a friendly.
Yeah, for sure.
And I really want you to just quickly focus for me on this Portugal game. I know Poland were playing in Warsaw, but I think another big part for me is we know our world ranking is going to drop significantly. We're one of the only Nigeria, Italy, and Denmark are the only top 30 sides not going to the World Cup. Right. One win in the World Cup is going to destroy. We already know the points accumulated, especially with a 48-team World Cup, where everybody should at least be able to get 3 points. Now, we're playing Poland, who are below us in the world ranking. So we need to make sure we don't lose. And if we win, maybe they'll give us 5 points. But if we can beat a Portugal or draw, especially with how far ahead of us they are, that is a game that can maybe give us 8 to 10 points. So I really want you to focus on Portugal because I don't know about you, but I would assume we're probably a bit more excited seeing how we match up against Portugal. So just give me your expectations of what you like to see from that game. Do you see Eric Schell playing his normal formation? Do you want to see any tweaks? Or do you just want to see us run back our AFCON Excite plus
Ukraine? I would be extremely, and look, if he proves me wrong, he proves me wrong. But I would be extremely shocked if Eric Schell has the balls to gamble with that game. I don't think he's going to take any chances. Look, I know that he might say it's a friendly, but he also knows the way the Nigerian media can be. He knows the pressure that comes with the Nigerian head coach. God forbid he says he wants to try things out and Portugal go and embarrass us. People are going to laugh at us. So I expect Eric Schell to go there, play his strongest 11. As long as everybody is fit, everybody's available, play his strongest 11. I expect him to play the same 4-1-2-1-2 formation that he has been playing the Diamond. That's what I'm expecting. As far as what I want to see as a fan. Look, wasn't you, Smith, like when we were having an argument about if we played against England. People say, oh, we will beat England if we play England.
I remember that combo. I was there.
I'm like, bro, like, I don't think it's that. Okay, you are there. Yeah, it was yours. And I'm like, I don't think it's that straightforward. So for me, this is the kind of game that we'll see what it can potentially look like.
And at least Senegal, we saw Senegal beat England. So the one is normal.
Exactly. It's not. So let's see. Now we're going to play Portugal. Let's see if we can actually stand toe to toe with one of the best teams in the world. Because Nigerians were very quick to tell us how good our team can be, even though our team doesn't show it. We praise them beyond what their results are showing. So
True.
let's see if we can actually stack up. Portugal are preparing for the World Cup, so they might not even play full throttle because nobody wants to get injured 3 days, 4 days before the start of the World Cup. But still, imagine Nigeria gets a win over Portugal and Ronaldo played, Bernardo Silva played, Nuno Mendes played, Bruno Fernandes played, Vitinha played. Like, it's going to be a huge win for us.
Bro,
it's going to be a draw, for us.
So, and I think even morale-wise, just going toe-to-toe and just almost apologizing to the country and saying, we're not at the World Cup, but here's how we are, and we'll see you in AFCON qualifiers for the next cycle.
Yeah. It's just for me to just see if we can really match up, go toe-to-toe with a strong team.
Especially now, IoT, that we have a coach, we have a structure. We've seen the positives from AFCON, even World Cup qualifying when he didn't have 4 weeks to sit down with the team. So I'm really intrigued. And correct me, I know you will know the stat. I'm pretty sure this was Osimhen's first friendly match for Nigeria in at least 4 years or 5.
I don't know if it's been 4 or 5 years.
Bro,
that would actually be crazy. If
I don't remember him playing any friendly for Nigeria. He did not play that game against Portugal 4 years ago. I'm sure of that.
I would have to check. Honestly, I can't know that off the top of my head.
Yeah, I just thought he knows sometimes, but I'm pretty sure we've not seen Osimhen play friendly. So even him just showing up, especially against a team, because Osimhen too likes big name now. So that's why he probably said, "Oh yeah, you can add me to the Portugal one."
Yes, now. Even Osimhen would want to impress against a team like that, show himself. So honestly, I'm excited for that game. That one, I'm pleased to see. I wish it was a World Cup fixture instead of helping other people to prepare for the World Cup. But it is what it is. We'll take it on the chin, and we'll just look forward to seeing how we match up. And if we're able to beat them, then we know that, okay, maybe truly we have a serious side on our day. But if we're not able to beat them,
nice humbler.
Yeah, nice humbler, and makes us understand that, okay, you know what, there's more work that needs to be done. I'm trying to check what you said about the friendly thing, and I think you might be right, because what I'm saying, the last friendly that he played for Nigeria was against Brazil in 2019.
Wow. Oh, I was even underestimating. No, I'm pretty sure, bro, because I always think about it every time we have a friendly, especially because the NFF don't do a good job of organizing the right friendlies. It's usually in some rundown stadium with no fans, So I just thought about, even when I saw him on the list, I was pleasantly pleased. I was like, you know what? Let's see what VO9 does. Well, IoT, I want to get 2 more things out of you before next week. So, first of all, shout out to IoT every day, man. So, Chelsea, quickly, just on your quick thoughts on Alonso. We know you're not happy about the season, but me personally, from the outside, I must say I saw it as a coup for you guys to get Alonso, because when we heard about the model of your owners and the control, so I want you to, because you know your club better than me, that's for sure. Just the appointments and the expectations for the new season. And then just end for me, because you are in a country that's hosting the World Cup in a few weeks. The World Cup starts in exactly 3 weeks' time from today.
Yeah.
Or is it 2? Exactly 3 weeks. June 11th. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So let me know on Chelsea. And then finally, just let us know, like, obviously we know our country messed up, but what the vibes like? Are you going to cover any games? How are you going to soak in the atmosphere being in one of the hosts? And just let us know your thoughts about the World Cup.
Okay, so Chelsea, as far as Chelsea, obviously disappointing season, even the FA Cup final that we reached, I knew that the only reason we reached the FA Cup final is because we didn't play Arsenal along the way. Otherwise, Arsenal would have beaten us again. We knew how our season
I appreciate that honesty.
Playing a final against Man City, even Man City did not play a fantastic game, but because we are just that bad, they beat us. So ultimately, the season is over. This qualification, and we're trying to qualify for Conference League. I would rather, if we can qualify for Europa, I don't mind Europa, because it's like, okay, we're not at the level of, we can't win it. Let's be realistic. We can't win the Champions League right now with the quality that we have. But at least we can try ourselves in Europa and try to win Europa. Conference League is just way too easy. So there's no point. You might as well just not even be in that. If Crystal Palace is about to win it. It's just way too easy.
Chelsea seeing there, it almost feels like SS3 playing
Like,
against.
bro, like that last
PS1.
season was a joke.
Honestly,
It was a joke.
like,
So
yeah, I'm
it's
with
like
you.
if we can reach the Europa League, at least it should not be the most difficult, but it will still be a little bit challenging.
And you have the prize of the Champions League.
Of the Champions League, if you win it, exactly. You know, so with Xabi Alonso, it feels like the first time that the ownership group is doing what fans actually want. Maybe the second good decision that I'm making, but the first time that I doing what fans want. The first good decision they made was hiring Enzo Maresca, even though at the time fans did not want Enzo Maresca because people were looking at him as a championship manager. He had just won the league title with Leicester, and that's who they hired. Ultimately, Maresca turned out to be good. Maresca was a good coach. With our players and some of our players that are not so good, Maresca still won the Conference League, which any coach really should have won. But he also showed that at the Club World Cup, we could go. Realistically, everybody thought we were going to get slapped against PSG.
No, you're right. You're right. We have to be honest. You're right.
And it's like some of the games that we lost this season, like even I was talking about the FA Cup final. If we had Maresca for the FA Cup final, I would feel like there's a chance. You know,
and correct me if I'm wrong, IoT. When Maresca left, you were comfortably in the Champions League places, or
maybe we were 5th or 6th at the time. You know, it
close
was
enough.
Close enough. You know, even the games that we played against Arsenal, where Rosinho got beat by Arsenal 3 times in 2 weeks. You know, with Maresca, I would have had a better chance and known. So that was a good decision that they made, even though it was not the fans' choice. But this time, it feels like they made a good decision and also did something that the fans would like. When you look at the coaches that are free, that are available, they were talking about Andoni Raiola. You know, there's Xabi Alonso. I think Xabi Alonso is a nice young coach.
In fact, the same way you've been honest today, IoT, in my humble opinion, I think you got the best possible coach you could have gotten.
Yeah.
For the task at hand.
Really, you know, young coach has won before, which is something that I always like, has won before, plays a nice brand of football.
Respected.
Respected. The guy is coming off coaching Real Madrid. You know, Real Madrid is just a very, very crazy job to be in. You know,
exactly.
They sacked him as if he was doing terribly. Look at the
and when they sacked him, he went to shit.
Look at
when they sacked him, he went to shit.
You know, exactly. And they've been worse off without him. You know, his record at Real Madrid was still very good. Again, I'm happy with the appointment of Xabi Alonso. I have a friend who's a Liverpool fan. He has been slot out for the past like 7 months.
Oh my god!
In our group chat, he's been talking about Liverpool need to get Alonso. Liverpool needs to get Alonso. Since for months, he's been talking about Liverpool needs to get Alonso. Then when Chelsea had Alonso, it was so pissed. Now he's in the chat saying, okay, they need to get the right Anthony Raiola. But he was so upset that Chelsea got Alonso. So I know like there's high expectations for him. Again, something that you mentioned, he's not the head coach, he's the manager. It's not about, you know, because again, Maresca told them, guys, I need a center back. They told him, take Hato. Do what I need a center back. They gave him Garnacho. I need a center back. They gave him Jamie Gittins. Guy, that's not what I'm asking for.
And as a Chelsea hater, I must say, with everything you've already said, IoT, I think me and you probably know this better than a lot of people. Covering that Bundesliga invincible season, apart from watching a coach who's able to make the best with his resources, you can see the direct impact of him improving players. Whether it's Florian Wirtz, Jeremy Frimpong, Nkapie, even Victor Boniface put together a 20-goal season while Patrick Schick was on the bench. And then Xabi Alonso had the man management skills to get Patrick Schick to turn into a 30-goal a season striker the next year after. And for us to still see improvements. Robert Andrich was a title-winning captain unbeaten in a league that has Bayern Munich. And Ademola Lookman hat-trick away from winning a treble.
Yep.
So for me, even as an Arsenal fan that's a Premier League champion, I have to say that the way I'm even looking at Chelsea, now I'm even banking on your financial issues more rather than because I know you have some constraints, especially missing out on the Champions League. But then you also have the caveat of your players are missing out on the World Cup, so they may get a full summers of rest.
Yeah.
But we don't know how that affects them mentally. So I think you guys have a lot to be excited about.
No, I'm not overly excited because I still need to see the business being done in the summer window.
Okay.
I'm optimistic because I think now we have a good coach. And Maresca showed us that even with the current players, a good coach could still get quality
tune out of
results.
them.
You know,
Yeah.
like I don't want to be reminiscing so much, but under Maresca, like in big games, we were always competitive.
Yeah.
Even the games that we didn't win, when we played Liverpool, when we played Arsenal, when we played, like, we were always competitive. Man City might beat us, but we were in the game. Other than once it was this Liam receiving, like, we were just lying down for everybody to run over us. Like, it was just terrible. So at least Alonso is a good coach, but I need to see the business that is being done. The board needs to back him. We need a center back. Look, Levi Colwill is back now, and thank God he's back. But we still need another option. We cannot just have Colwill and Fofana. Fofana gets hurt all the time. Colwill is coming off the back of an ACL. Uncle Tosin just does not cut it. Trevor Chalobah, I love him, Coban boy, but he's not. He's more a Crystal Palace, level defender than a Chelsea level defender. Right back, Rhys James is there. We know how good he is, but of course, Rhys James also always gets hurt. Malo Gusto is okay, but if we can somewhat improve on Malo Gusto, that will be something I'm looking forward to. Left back, we have Marc Cucurella. We know how good Cucurella is, but we don't have. Thank God Cucurella stays injury free for the entire season. Like, he's actually always available, but we need somebody there. He's going to go and play at the World Cup. He's going to be fatigued. Everything, exactly. He'll start from Spain. It will be fatigued. So we need at least another option, because we cannot be using Jorel Hato, even though Hato has improved in the second half of the season. But we can't be trusting Hato as our sub left back. And then for the forwards, look, I know that in business sometimes there's the, or not even only in business, there's the lost cause fallacy. Sometimes you look at how much you've already spent on something, and that makes you not want to stop. But if they know what is good for them, these Jamie Gittins, Alejandro Garnacho experiments that they are doing, they should just realize that they dropped the ball like crazy.
Would you add Liam Delap to
that?
that?
Their losses short, including Liam Delap. Yes, that one is a UFC fighter. Cut their losses short and just let them go. Look, Liam Delap is not good enough to be our third choice striker. That's the reality. And João Pedro is not good enough to be our first choice striker. That's the dilemma that we have. Our best striker cannot compete with Arsenal striker, cannot compete with United striker, cannot compete with Liverpool striker, cannot compete with City striker, cannot compete with Aston Villa striker. So we just cannot match. João Pedro is a good player, just not a first choice striker. And then our second choice, who is Liam Delap, is not even good enough to be a third choice. So we need a new, like, a quality.
You people need to loan him back to Ipswich. Look, now that they're coming up.
VO9. I don't know if VO9, if they are going to ready to be paid to pay VO9 what he wants. If not VO9, honestly, I cannot tell you right now which striker it is, but we need a striker that we know can guarantee goals.
20.
Like, goals. We need goals.
Would you take like a Guirassy?
It's old. How old is Guirassy?
It's not quite exciting, right?
No, it's not even exciting.
Wait, don't you have a Mega coming in? Or it's not quite the level.
That's another of the stupid business that these guys have done. Because why did they sign that guy? Like, okay, he was scoring some goals for Strasbourg, our feeder team. Now you went and he's coming next season. They've already signed him. We don't need Emmanuel Emega. Like, he's not coming. Emega is just another example of trying to play football like as if you are buying stocks.
Yeah,
it's like
like American sports. Let's get this draft pick.
Exactly. And then in 5 years, you hope that, like, we sold Noni Madueke. And don't get me wrong, we're all happy to get rid of Noni Madueke, because not only was he not performing, he was also a bit problematic behind the scenes. So we're happy to get rid of him. But okay, what did you now take that money and do? You spent the money that you sold Madueke on, and you bought Jamie Gittins. Yeah. So you essentially bought a worse version of Madueke to the team. To make matters worse, Gittins was now injured for almost the entire season. So even the rubbish that he can play, we didn't even get to see the rubbish. It was a waste of time. Garnacho is simply not good enough. Garnacho is a flash in the pan type of player. He will have 1 moment of quality and 10 moments of just disaster. We need wingers. Estevao is a good player, but Estevao is young. I wish I could say Estevao was the next Lamine Yamal, young teenage sensation, but he's not quite there yet.
Yeah.
So we need quality. Cole Palmer needs to wake up. Look, it was asleep this season, but let's just say the entire Chelsea team was poor and he was part of it, and just a bad system. Everything.
The game, yeah.
But Cole Palmer needs to wake up. He needs to show us something. So I'm optimistic. I'm not quite excited yet. When I start seeing summer business, when I see that we're signing 1 or 2 world-class or high-quality players that can really improve our team, then I would get more excited. But ultimately, the goal for next season is try to win one trophy, try to qualify for the UEFA Champions League, and we'll call it a day.
And we can say at least Alonso is the happiest moment, at least from the joy right now, in terms of positives. Yeah. And then finally, just before we let you go, my brother, just on the World Cup, obviously you're in the country hosting it.
Look, I wish Nigeria.
We know the pain.
I was so looking forward to potentially watching Nigeria. I'm in the World Cup. Unfortunately, my city is not hosting any of the games. Okay. The vibe here is still quite low key. Like, they are talking about it. You go to, like, even in our local stadium here, they are going to be doing like watch parties for games. Sorry.
We can hear you though. Don't worry.
Let me just so that you can actually see me as well. I'll just give me 1 second.
At least the people can see the tricks of the trade and what we all have to do in the background to keep this motion moving.
Yeah. Okay. So in my city, like, there's going to be watch parties in the stadium here. They're trying to get people excited for the World Cup, which is good. Obviously, Canada Soccer has been doing some campaigns, trying to, it's finally our turn, blah, blah, blah. So the mood is there. There's a lot of Canada is, let me know. Canada is, like, I wouldn't say no man's land, but the reality of it is that there is no real Canadian other than maybe the natives. Every Canadian you come across is an immigrant from one country
somewhere.
or another. Either your parents came from Poland 50 years ago, or your parents came from Nigeria 15 years ago. Most Canadians, we have a large
from Jamaica,
Jamaica, Haiti, Congo, Ghana, like, very, very, that Italian community here is massive as well. So the vibe is there. Canadians are gravitating more and more towards it. I know that definitely during the tournament, as God wants to have it, one of my friends is having a baby soon, and their baby shower is sort of in towards time where the World Cup is about to start. So I'm going to have no choice but to travel to Toronto. So I'm going to be in Toronto. I'm going to try to see 1 or 2 games, and just I'm not really going to be. I don't know if I'm not saying I'm not going to. I don't know if I'm going to be doing any like detailed videos talking about the games. I would like to still keep tabs on the African teams in the tournament and
that's
just
my own plan.
talk about how the African teams are doing. But I'm like, I'm talking to some people trying to see if I can get tickets to certain games. Like, for example, Ghana is playing in Toronto, Ivory Coast is playing in Toronto, Senegal is playing in Toronto. So if I can go watch those games, I would go watch those games, just trying to have fun. Even if I can't get into the stadium, I'll go to the fan park, feel the vibes, talk to my African people, to my Canadian people, just, enjoy the atmosphere. Look, even though my country cannot be there, if a World Cup is happening in my country, I cannot claim to be a football fan and not go to just feel the feel the vibe and the atmosphere. It's going to be like, look, it's going to be crazy. I was in Toronto not like maybe like 2.5-ish weeks ago. This is when they just had finished like because they were adding like extra these things to the stadium. So they finished the stadium. Now you are seeing like all the signage is starting to come up. It's getting more and more exciting. All the brands are starting to run World Cup promotions. Even our silly, I don't want to insult the man, our Premier of Ontario just announced that throughout the World Cup, bars and everything will be open until 4 a.m. So that people can drink and watch and enjoy. So it's like every business, every brand, everybody is like starting to, market, and get involved with the World Cup. It's going to be an exciting time, like I'm really, really, really looking forward to it.
Do you support Canada?
I support them just because I'm adopted home. Okay. But I'm a Nigerian fan first.
Of course. I just think the reason I think Canada is still waiting for their first World Cup win.
Yeah.
So I think this could be like a nice moment if they're able to
see if they can beat Bosnia. Maybe they can get a win. I'm not too excited about the Canadian national team. I still don't think that they're a strong team. But look, they're adopted home. If they can do well and bring some joy to the country. I remember when the Raptors won the NBA championship.
Yeah, look at this. We bet on this.
It was huge for the country, like every part of the country. I see. I'm not even a Raptors fan, but like I felt like them. I felt it. It felt good. So if Canada can bring some joy to the country as well, like it would be it would be great. Summer is already here. Like now, it's gotten hot. You know, we're into the summertime now. I know I'm wearing a hoodie and I'm saying it's gotten hot. I'm inside my house and AC is on. But you know, the vibe is there. Like I'll surely capture the moment. I'll go to fan parks. I'll try to go to the games that I can attend and just make sure that we really just show Nigerians what we are missing by not being at the World Cup. But it's an exciting time, man, and hopefully we'll be there in 2030 for the big one.
Amen. And already I went to Morocco to test the environment. So looking forward to seeing you there, my bro.
For yourself, the next one is what? Portugal, Spain, Morocco.
Yeah.
So those are countries that are just by your
let me know, lie. You know, the next Euros is actually in the UK, so I don't have to go anywhere. So we'll see how that.
But that one is Euros now.
It's not my kind of. Nigeria, I want to watch.
That's what I'm saying. World Cup. That's Portugal is. I don't know how far.
No, we'll be there. Portugal is a 2-hour flight. 2-hour flight. In fact, the day I went to Stockholm, I went on the day and I came back to London that day.
That's the thing that I'm always jealous about you guys that live in Europe, because all these your trips, you can literally just fly in, watch the game, and go back home and just.
In fact, let me confess, as you said that, I was going to look at if it's feasible for me to go to Portugal for the Nigeria game. I'm not sure, but I know it'll be like a 2-hour flight, but it's during a weekday, so I don't think
have work and all those things.
So to round up, IoT, your World Cup winner prediction, your best performing African team prediction, and this one is just a cheeky one. Which of the Nigerian players playing for other countries will play the best in the World Cup?
My World Cup winner. France.
Fair.
I think they will reclaim the crown. I don't see Argentina going back to back. I like, in all honesty, I'm rooting for Spain.
Okay.
I'm rooting for Spain. I really like the Spanish team. But I just feel like, depending on how the draws balance, you know, I know that the way they've done it, because they are the top two teams in the world, they can't face each other until like some later in the competition. But
semi-finals, I've done the mass.
I feel like if France plays Spain and both teams play their best games possible, I just feel like France will edge them a little bit. So I think France, I think France will edge them.
They'll get their revenge for the last Euros. For the Euros.
Yeah, I think France will edge them a little bit. So I'll go with France as my winner. Spain, maybe, you know, in the final. Best African team, best performing African team. Best performing African team. Obviously there are some that are not even in this conversation. All due respect to them. Like I'm not considering Ghana. Ghana will get slapped. I'm not considering DR Congo. I'm not considering Cape Verde. I'm not considering but between Morocco, Senegal, Ivory Coast, I'll probably tip Senegal. I'm really looking forward to seeing what they can offer. I saw their
just to help with this agenda.
Yeah,
I did a predicted group where if Senegal finish second, I think they get to play second place in Ivory Coast group, which is Germany's group. So I have Senegal and Ivory Coast playing a round of 32. And then if Senegal get through that, they play Brazil. But then there's also another team that you said, which I think will probably be the best performing African team, even though most Africans are beefing them because of AFCON. But I think Morocco, especially after seeing the Brazil squad, which feels
the Brazil squad is very, very not intimidating at all.
Brother, I couldn't believe it. So I think Morocco and Senegal. But then just to tie it in, because we're both obviously we love our country, we talk about Nigerian players. Let's just give.
He said Nigerian decent player that will have
the ones that we know did not play for us, but their names are like our
own. For me, it's easy. I think Michael Olise. I think Olise.
Oh yeah, sorry.
I think Olise is announcing himself to the world properly at this World Cup. If you've been watching the season for Bayern Munich and watching the Champions League, of course you've seen his quality. But I think that this World Cup, if France win, I think Olise, like Mbappe will still do Mbappe things because he is Mbappe, but I think that Olise will be the main catalyst to France if they win that trophy. I'm rooting for Michael Olise like mad. I think the guy is just a baller. If not Michael Olise, who else is there? You know I'm not going to call your boy, so
I don't even want you to spoil the answer because you know me, I don't support England. I want the only thing that could make me support England is that thing you laughed at my post where by Declan Rice agenda, if we win the Champions League. But I cannot stand there and tell you I support England with my chest enough that I like watching Saka play for England. So I love the Olise take. I think it's right on the money. He's had an exceptional season. He probably would have been in the Ballon d'Or conversation if Bayern was in the final. He's still in the Ballon d'Or conversations, whether I like it or not. Bundesliga Player of the Year, over 40 goals and assists, like just an incredible footballer. And I love how you put it. Bro, there's nothing like World Cup clouds. So let us see how he announces himself. But I want to say a big thank you to IoT. You know,
thank you
one
for
of the
having me,
OGs of the game. Very, very knowledgeable. And one thing I love about IoT, he's the only person that can look in the eyes, apart from Sweet Lion, and say they have that normal, natural, deep care of this our Nigeria Super Eagles football. Because for all the stuff you do, my brother, if it was just based on trying to run a business, you will not be doing this. We work with a country that has decided to make our lives as difficult as possible. But the passion and the joy that comes from it, I have to give you all your flowers. So keep doing your thing, keep shining, and just thank you for everything. And anyway, hopefully we'll connect and we'll run our end.
For sure. I appreciate it, man. Keep doing your thing, man. I enjoy watching you as well. So always a pleasure.
Appreciate you, my bro. From Premier League champion, we'll see you next year. And let's see if we get that Champions League in the bag, my brother. Much love. Hey, and then my Premier League champion, Jackson. I'm so sorry I've made you wait this long. But I have to just let my boy on. But now, this is the Champions Corner. Jackson, after all the years.
Hey, Olu, what's up?
Finally,
after the invisible
Premier League champions after 22 years. Congratulations to
yes,
you. Congratulations to all our fans.
Congratulations to all our fans.
Raise this water to you and say,
yes, I raise my water to you too.
I appreciate you, bro. How you feeling? Come on, talk to me, Jackson. Talk to me.
Man, I'm feeling elated. I was outdoor watching. I had to deliver a job, edit in a studio.
Okay.
And the guys were all watching the match. 3 of them, my friend was there. He's a cinematographer and he says he's a National fan. Okay, let's just watch. I knew that City game, I wasn't going to watch it on my phone or on the roads. I was going to watch it on a big screen to see what was going to happen. And Bournemouth did not disappoint. Now I see how they did 15 games unbeaten before they beat Arsenal.
I'm telling you.
The game was... The victory over Arsenal was no mistake. They proved that there were no walkovers. But the only challenge I have with them is if City can still do them a favor by beating Aston Villa. And let's see if they would use London Stadium or Wembley to play Champions League, because their home ground 12,000 is too small.
It's too small for
sure. But they may not have an advantage anymore.
I want us to focus on joy for the next 5 minutes.
So I think my joy started from Burnley. The way Arteta played that game, all out. Even if we won 1-0, he wanted to make sure that he scored a lot of goals with the formation he put up. And I wasn't feeling bad about Burnley's game. I enjoyed the game. Then I think basically from West Ham, the moment we lost to City, remember I said it's not over. We might lose to City. There was one time we did live, because I've not been on live for a while because I lost my sister. Yeah, my sister lost her husband, so I was staying with her. So
my brother, man. Sorry
yeah. So I was like, remember I said we can afford to lose to City and still win the league. You did the math and you said it's true, but if City drop points, City always drops points against Everton. You said so. City always drop points against this same Bournemouth, but Aston Villa, they never drop points against Villa. Even if Villa takes the lead 4-0, City finds a way to come back.
Used to win that. Remember when Gundogan scored that last minute?
Scored that, yes, that he came back from 2-0. That Gundogan came back and won them the league when he left and came back. Yeah, so the other one was Tottenham, where Song had that one-on-one. That's why I want them to go down.
Don't mind them.
Yes. So the season has been all beautiful, all fun. If we had if the fun parties, why I like this kind of season because it kept people talking. If we had won this game, 6 games to go,
So
they will look
sweet.
at it that they deserved it.
You're right.
They were the
So
better
sweet.
team. Yeah, we know what Arsenal gives to people. Arsenal generates topic. We are the topic generator. You need to see people in
Honestly.
Lagos.
Honestly.
You need to see celebrities.
I wish
Everybody
I was
came
in
out.
Lagos for like 2 days. I wish I could just
Everybody
watch Lagos for 2 days. Come back for the
on Sunday
parade.
there's a parade in Surulere. If you
Oh,
know
shit.
Surulere, there's a parade in Surulere, and they've written to the police that we are going for a parade on Sunday. So it's all fun, and man, the
And
truth
you know
is,
another beautiful thing, Jackson? Have you seen the way Arsenal have been promoting all our fans all over the world? Really letting
yeah,
sure that everybody knows that it is a worldwide Premier League.
worldwide thing, yeah.
London,
The
oh,
only
Lagos, oh, Kampala, oh, New York, oh,
Uganda, yeah,
everybody has played their part in this win.
in it,
And I love
yeah,
that all our enemies, their biggest fear, knowing how big we were as a club, has now come to pass. I can see my
yes,
bro LV in the chat. Let me tell you something, Jackson. LV is a Man United fan. When we won the Premier League, the first thing this man said to me is something about next season. I was like, bro, I don't care. Like, I'm Premier League champion. So please, I want you guys to over celebrate. But before, I want you to give me your moment of the season, your player of the season, and then tell me the emotions that are going to feel on Sunday when you watch us lift the Premier League title for the first time after 22 years.
so my moment of the season, my moment of the season was not a victory. Was our game against City when we played at the Emirates. For the first
Okay,
time, I saw Guardiola play with fear. I saw him play with
bro.
fear. That game, they did not attack.
I
They did not
remember
attack.
10 at the
Let's
back.
be fair. They did not attack. Yes. And I was like, we could have won this game comfortably. That was one of my moments of the season. I knew Arsenal we were ready for it. And my player of the season is definitely Declan.
I love that.
I don't do stats. I don't. When Patrick Vieira was best player for Arsenal, who cared about stats? You could rob him. I don't care. You could give it to anybody. I don't care. But I think this season we managed our players properly.
Yes.
That's one beautiful thing
And
with
I think we
Arteta. He
can
didn't care if you're the captain.
it was a team title. I don't think we can say there's any one
Yes,
player. I can see a
the
loser crying
standout
in
player.
America.
Yes,
Brother, we don't LV, we don't care who player of season is. We're all Premier League champions. Brother, keep talking to yourself.
yes.
LV, much love, great guy, by the way, but a
And
serious Arsenal hater.
and I say
He has to cry all the tears.
and I see yes, they should cry. Oh, they've not started crying because this is the
We're
only
not started.
thing for next season that will not sell any player. If at all we are going to sell, we are going to let people that will drag us back go. We are not selling any key player.
Jackson, wait, before you even
City is
reach
going to
there,
rebuild.
Jackson, before you, because I love where you're going with this, and I want to tell them before you reach there, this phase one, we have phase two on Sunday. We'll watch us lift the title. We'll finally see it. All these people that are already angry, they will watch. Then, my brother, phase
They will
three,
watch the match
Champions League final.
on the
They will all
30th.
be watching.
That one is it.
And you know the beautiful part, my brother. I'll ask you about this Champions final very soon. But all of them in their hearts, they know us now have a very good chance of winning. So you know the copium is already there. Then there's now phase four. They have to watch our parade celebrations. And I'm sure you already saw the video from
Yes,
Arsenal fans in London
yes,
on a
yeah,
Tuesday night.
yeah.
Jackson,
Overnight, stay there overnight.
that
On a
parade,
Tuesday, the next day is a working day. Everybody stayed all through.
that parade is going to shake London. So after these first four phases, they now continue with this your summer. I love it. Please remind the people. So summer, like you said, our squad already. I'll just continue. Let me keep quiet. Please cook.
So for me, Sunday, I don't care who plays. Let him put all the under 17. I don't care. But I know those guys will not lose that much. The guys that will play want to still prove a point. Kepa can keep all he wants. Do I care about the clean sheet anymore? No. Raya has proved
I will be
himself
honest,
many
Jackson, a
times.
part of me
So I
wants Raya to get that 20th clean sheet.
because the record Raya is keeping, I'm not sure there's a goalkeeper that will do that. Because for the past 3 seasons, if we total our points, we've had more points than any other person, any other team in the league.
And the only keeper that has
If
kept
we
more
total
clean sheets in 1 year was Peter Cech. That year, Chelsea considered 15.
Peter Cech,
So this is already
Chelsea won just the 15 goals. Yeah.
This will be the second most clean sheets by goalkeeper. So I don't mind Raya, but let's see. But I like where you were going with the summer about this team looking.
So
I like where you were going with the summer about.
Yeah, because right now Arteta can now take risk with academic graduates because he has won something, and he didn't just win anything. He has won the Premier League. Because I remember the last time Eric called this squad, he called them say if they win. Eric said if they win the league and they win the Champions League, they will be called the Unforgettables, and they will ever remain in everybody's head. They will ever remain in everybody's head because you would not forget. And because of the internet era we are in, I'm sure this team people will always banter people with this. Now I want to banter.
I think already achieved. They're already the Unforgettables. 22 years has already happened. But if we can add that other one, it's all over, Jackie. Don't cry, don't beg. So, Jackson, before we go, I want you to tell me what is your ideal plans for the summer for Arsenal? What would you like to see us do to continue to push the team ahead? And then give me your prediction for the Champions League final.
The striker that we all want, we will not get him. Yeah, we all know the striker. That 45, yes, let's be realistic. That 45 changes to I don't like anybody wearing number 9 for Arsenal. It looks like it's a jinx number. He can come and wear any other number he wants to wear. He can come and wear 25 to say in respect to Kanu. He's wearing 25. Yes, in respect to Kanu. But will he come? The 8th best league in the world is playing for them. So let's see. Because now we have money to spend. We even have more money to spend.
Did you see we're about to break the record revenue?
Yeah.
They're in trouble. Oh my God.
So this is not Arab. This is not Arab money.
Organic bread.
This is the work. Let's be fair. This is the work of Arsene Wenger. Let's look at it. Anyhow, it sacrificed his glory. So the time would have said that Ivory will be beating everybody 4-0, 5-0. We'll do Vavavoom. Wenger took a risk. It might not have paid him personally for personal glory. So Mourinho can always call him like he's a failure or blah blah blah. But where he has taken the club to, nobody can take a club from that state to where it is right now. Anybody should try it. Try it with Chelsea. Try it with Liverpool and take them to a new stadium and see what will happen to them.
Jackson, because I love that when we did our celebration video, the first person was Arsene Wenger. I thought that shows the touch and the class and the way we pay respect to our heroes of the past and we do things the right way. So let's see what we end up doing in summer.
Yeah. So and I respect one thing about Wenger. He doesn't interfere with Arsenal's team. He doesn't behave like past managers will come. Doesn't do like a Fergie. He stays on his own. And
I hope we see him. I hope we see him on Sunday.
Yeah, I hope we see him, and I hope we see Titi there too.
Ori will be there. That one I'm sure.
Yeah. So get a winger. Martinelli has tried. We can let him and Trossard go, or keep one, let one go, but get a good winger. Then a striker that will give Gyökeres and Kai Havertz a run for their money. Let's get a proper.
If we don't go for Osimhen, or if it's not Osimhen, I want Kupi. He's 19 years old, 18 years old.
Yeah,
I saw him 13 goals in the league. And for me, he has that French flair. He can create chances himself. He has
Yeah,
that,
and he's
what I
very
mean?
skillful.
And he's skillful and he can shoot. I like players that can shoot.
The, the player that I would have loved, but age is not on his side anymore, is Oli Watkins. Oli Watkins would have been a very good.
I think,
Yeah,
unfortunately, the Arsenal boat has passed. I think,
pass. Yes,
even though
yes.
it's an Arsenal,
So,
but okay.
yeah. So let's see how the season. Do we need it? We need, if Ben White leaves, we might need another defender. But the way it's looking,
But let's see.
yeah. So if not, our midfield and defense are good to go. Maybe send Kepa out, get a better number two.
I don't
If we
even
had
mind.
gotten a better number two, we won't have lost our Carling
That
Cup
one
final.
we're
So
being greedy. We're being greedy. Okay, Jackson.
I'm being greedy.
No, I said the Kepa one because Kepa is an alright backup keeper. Like, I don't have no qualms with that. He's not going to
Uh,
team. Let Ryan
he's
play
not
more
going to
games.
stop the rhythm. Yeah, let Ryan play more games.
So Jackson, take us home, please. As the Premier League champion yourself, we have 2 more games. One is just for fun. But give me your Champions League prediction and let's go and end the show.
No sentiments. I see Arsenal winning that one. We might win it 1-0 because we can soak up pressure. We can soak the pressure and not pack the bus and score on the counter. Can they soak up pressure even when we start having our corner kicks? Because we have different variations to our corners. And I watch our corner critically and I realize that we have like 4 varieties of corner kicks we play.
Right.
The short pass just started, but the regular ones, there are 3 varieties in which they play those corner kicks. And pinpoint cross is not, we're not trying it. We're not saying, let's try it.
No,
They are pinpoint. Yes, no. So if we don't win, fine. But I'm 60% sure that we're going to win that. I might not say 100%, but I'm 60% sure that we're going to win that because fine. PSG had 13 days to rest, 13 to 15 days. We're going to have 5 days, but we're still in the prime space of having that proper rest day. So everybody will be fit. The only thing is, should he play Luis Kelly or Odegaard or Zubimendi? So that's the risk is going to. But for experience, I think I'll play Zubi. Yeah.
I'm with you on
for
that.
Experience, for experience.
And I think
but I still don't mind Luis Kelly because it's not predictable.
True. And
then
also,
for striker, I support your points. Kai Havertz should be the striker for this kind of game because he holds on to the ball better. He brings in play better. Yeah. So.
And for me also, I
think
is the dunker. I want a 1-0-2 and I want Gabriel to score the header. Just take us home. And now we get to play the final as Premier League champion. I think that intangible makes a massive difference to our confidence. If we were playing that game having lost the Premier League title,
the confidence will be down.
So I think we have a lot to be excited for. And I love that prediction. 1-0 from your mouth to God's ears. Jackson, I want to thank you so much. And I want to thank you especially for all the support this year. I'm sorry about what happened with your family. May God continue to let his soul rest in peace and give your family the strength to deal with this. Thank you so much for all the love.
Thank you so much for all the love. And quick one. I think I enjoyed the IoT section. I didn't know it was the Eagle Tracker because I watched them.
Yeah,
but they are always coming up at odd hours. I love his show because he always brings, like I said, bring up someone and you discuss. But his timing is the problem. Now I know why his timing is like that. He's in Canada.
Yeah.
That's why you wake up to 11. Yeah. So, but I enjoy the show and I enjoy how we analyze this player. And I think you guys do a lot for the bloody NFF that they don't appreciate.
I appreciate
you guys do a lot for the bloody NFF. Then one man will come out and say he brought us sponsorship deal for his pockets. Sponsorship deal that did not reflect in our league. If those sponsorship deals were proper sponsorship deal, where would they have been? So I enjoyed your analysis and I enjoyed the breakdown of the players for the Unity Cup. Wrong timing for us to see our good players. If you had invited that guy for the Portugal game, He'll be a sensational player because he get to give his best because he's playing against Portugal. Like
Exactly.
Osimhen, so hopefully we just see Osimhen play one big team for Nigeria. Because after if he doesn't make the next World Cup, we can't call him a great player for Nigeria. That's one thing
True.
he has to
You're
look
right.
out for. Yes, yeah,
Especially based
he
on
will not be put. Yeah, based on our history, because you cannot now rate him with Yekini because Yekini has
and he
played in
still
the
needs
World
an
Cup.
AFCON.
He has, yeah, he has won in. So he needs an Afcon badly. So the next Afcon we need it badly. Like so, we need to keep Eric Shell even beyond the next Afcon. We need to keep him beyond the
The
next
next
World
World
Cup.
Cup. I agree.
Yes, yeah. So well done, Olu, for
That's
having
it.
me once again.
Champion. Enjoy it.
I don't mind if you do. I don't mind if you do a live. If you do a watch along on Champions League Day, we don't
You
mind.
know
But let's
what
see
I
how it
plan?
goes.
Just to let you know, I will probably do a live before the match. Which when
Match,
we do
okay. So
like
everybody can win.
we'll do like a European roundup of the Nigerian players since it's the Champions League. Just do a quick like update on the Champions League, the story so far. But me, I know myself during Champions League final, I'll probably have 20 people in my house. I'll probably have a drink. I don't think I'll be in a mood to watch along properly, but I will bring the content from the parade. Make sure you enjoy Sunday to the fullest, and on Monday we'll do a live stream as well as Premier League
Yeah,
champion.
so
I'll get IoT
yeah,
on to do an end of
champions,
year review.
yes.
So we'll do an end of year review of just the general leagues, Nigeria defender of the season, midfielder of the season, player of the season, international player of the season, and stuff like that. But I just want to say big thank you again,
I
Jackson.
think it would be nice. Quick one, please. Yeah, I think it would be nice for the final one if we can have Shun on, IoT on, and we could like everybody at a go so everybody can say so we can rub off each other's knowledge. So I think it
It
would be a very
depends on
nice
people's
one.
timings. We'll see what
I
people
think
are doing. Is there 5 o'clock
timing, yeah,
in
yeah.
the UK? So
So
that's 12 noon in and I think Nigeria is playing the hour before. So we'll see what can shake out, but we'll see what we can do. But whatever happens, we'll cover the World
all
Cup
right.
and the tournament. And God bless as always, my brother. You're a Premier League champion. Oh. Don't let
God
anybody talk
bless you
you
too.
out. Don't let anybody talk you.
Nobody's talking to me. No, nobody.
All right, my brother.
Till next May, till next year May, they will refer to us as champions.
That's right. That's right. Much love, Jackson. Thank you so much.
Much love. All right.
Okay, beautiful people. I just want to say a big thank you for today's show. Let me quickly go through the final comments I did not see. Taiwo Kunade, thank you so much for joining the show, my friend. Oh, he's a Man United fan. Yes, you are the biggest team in England. We will never debate that, but to be honest, I think Arsenal is a very close second. I think a lot of people in England knew how big Arsenal were, but this has been a nice reminder of just how big Arsenal are. And I'm loving it for everybody. Good luck to United. Let's see what you can do next year. I agree with you, Taiwo, about Oyedika moving to a Champions League club. I want that as well. United fan, David, lovely to see. I've been tracking you on for a while through Ogo Amadi. That Ogo Amadi guy is very good at talking about players, although sometimes I think he just talks about every player that's eligible for Nigeria. So eventually, one or two always hits. So, because somebody plays sometimes, I'm like, I'm not sure. David said, I've seen Ayobami Jr. He can ball, but Baba looks like an old man. We always know now. Abdul said, can you Young Turks collaborate to come up with an articulated football development agenda, white paper for Nigeria? A blueprint that can be published publicly and sent to leadership. Abdul, that would have been a great idea, but unfortunately, even talking with my dad, he was telling me about Shea Akinwumi trying to run for NFF president the last time, and the fact that even with all the developmental plans, apparently all them Gusau, Pinnick, they don't care. They don't look at anything. I have at least 4 dossiers myself on things we could do to improve Nigerian football. But as far as I've heard, all these old as I mean, they're not interested. So it's such a shame, man. I feel like when our government changes nationally, if we can have a president or people in sports that just care about football development, we will see things change. Because right now, all Nigerian sports is a reflection of our society. Look at Favor Philly, they could not even register her for Harris at the Olympics. Like, we just accept so much mediocrity. And unfortunately, like, nothing is going to change because it's like we're accepting that this is the norm. Like, how can we have missed 2 World Cups and nobody has been sacked? Nobody has lost their jobs. Gusau and Pinnick are still going around showing their faces with confidence. Nigeria. We're not Somalia. Like, Elias has been watching World Cups. He does not expect to see Somalia there. So he can watch the World Cup in peace without worrying. Nigeria not playing the World Cup is so disgraceful that I can't even comprehend how disgraceful it feels, man. Guys, please, thank you so much for everybody watching. There's 73 people live. Please like the video. That's all I ask as an Arsenal fan. Thank you. I'm sure you saw my cheeky poll. Please just like the video. If you're new here, please subscribe. And I want to say a big thank to everybody. So let's see. David said, Aziz reminds me of Dwight McNeil when he used to ball out then. I'll be honest, I like Femi Aziz. I really want to see how he plays in that match. And I'll really keep an eye on him up close to see how he plays. Honestly, David, last time Akpoguma Ekong, Pesero was really playing like Pesero was managing our team like Inoke. Shout out to Calvin. Says good evening, everyone from Facebook. Shout out to the Facebook tribe. Shout out to the Twitter listeners. And then LV said we can't hear what. LV, do you deserve to hear what? If you see the way LV was in my WhatsApp messaging me, it's not going to allow me to enjoy my Premier League title. And he was thinking that it's me that was disturbing him. When I enjoying a Premier League title, he came to tell me that next year, Man U will be there. I did not ask who. Me and Premier League champion. It's the team that is on 13-year title droughts that is now in my ear making noise. And they've not won Champions League for 18 years. Hey, God. LV, just pray us not with that Champions League. Because we're already going to deal with you. Then now add another one. You know, Arsenal and Man United, we are really the giants of this England. Arsenal, Man U, and Liverpool. We are really the 3 teams of, like, the culture clubs of England. So you guys are now the smelling ones, man. Everybody else has won a league title in the past 5 years. In the past 2 years, Arsenal champion 2026, Liverpool champion 2025, Man United champion when they were stealing another club's best player. And now they are soulless. You are now celebrating a player getting 20 assists with 8 from open play. After clowning Arsenal for open players assists. You guys are so shameless. Netflix FC. All your players dancing with no trophy. Dancing for no reason. While all of us were dancing with purpose. We haven't started with you guys. Abdul, you really believe in this away guy? You say he can be cup tied in the future. Cup tied to Ireland. I've never seen a player that has played for Ireland that have been like, oh my God, I wish he played for Nigeria. Not a single one. If a player is good enough to play for Nigeria, he will never play for Ireland. No offense to Ireland. Ireland's population is 4 million. It's the same population as maybe Ikeja alone. There's no player in history of football that has been good enough to play for Nigeria that said, oh, I'll play for Ireland instead. Lord, David said Chelsea to sign Mateta. Arokodare, good to see you, brother. Nelzy said Canada, like USA, have a more successful women's team. You're right. In fact, that's one of the things that made me so proud of Nigeria Super Falcons at the last World Cup. We drew against Canada. Unadozie saved the penalty. Then we beat Australia, of course, and then we drew against Ireland. In fact, watching Unadozie, she's about to play in the FA Cup final this weekend. How could I forget to add Unadozie to the preview? Unadozie is about to play the FA Cup final with Brighton. And I know Arsenal's first choice goalkeeper is about to leave. If I'm Arsenal, don't waste time. Unadozie is clearly a quality goalkeeper. You know. Hey, shout out to everybody for all their IoT love, man. Yeah, that's a great guy. LV is still in the comments talking about playoff season. Nigga, we don't care. LV, use this one to raise your trophy. Use this one to raise your Premier League title. Who gives a shit? Look at what Liverpool, look at what Man United fans now celebrate. God, Alex Ferguson will be ashamed. Goodness grace. Like the Drake album, man. Damn. Wow. Alex, look at the house Alex Ferguson built. Now trying to tell us their players play on seat. Man United. You think we've forgiven you for letting Tottenham win a European trophy on your head? You guys are so bummy. Like, how many European League finals have you lost to Villarreal and Tottenham? When last did you play a Champions League final? 2011, when Guardiola smacked you. That's the best Champions League final performance I've ever seen. Even better than PSG 5 Inter 0. And you're opening your mouth. 2009 too, they flogged your hands. Man United. What a disgrace to English football, man. Even your league titles, you are tied with Liverpool 2020, and they have 6 Champions Leagues. You have 3. Man United. Wow, how the mighty have fallen. They'll come and tell us about their commercial revenue. And guess the best part? Arsenal is on track to break every Premier League record for revenues this season. So you see, you remain a juggernaut by being successful. Keep calling yourself biggest team in England, Man United fans. If the performances don't start reflecting it soon, let's see what Michael Carrick can do when he doesn't have one game a week and he has to come and G with the big boys. Yeah, let's see how you perform, eh? If it's Korean, I'll be dancing, eh? Let's see how close you can get to a title race. Yeah, don't worry, we'll be there. We will be there. Ola, good to see you, bro. I haven't seen Ola in a minute. He said, now Barca will carry up. If Osimhen goes to Barca, amazing. I just want to see Osimhen playing for a super club. And with all due respect, that is not Galatasaray. Yes, in Turkey, they're the kings. Like I always say, the one-eyed man is the king in the land of the blind. Galatasaray are by far the biggest club in Turkey. They have all the respect. And I love how they really, really celebrate their titles. You will meet the presidents. They will do concerts. They will do celebrations for each player. You will dance. Amazing. Yes, you've qualified for the Champions League. But ultimately, there's a reason why this is a club that have only played in the round of 16 in Champions League twice in the past 12 years. This is a player that is good enough to play for the best of the best. VO9, if you play for Galatasaray, we will still support you. Thank you for the hospitality. As long as you win us our AFCON, you break the Super Eagles record and you take us to the next World Cup. I really care about what you do for Nigeria and New Jersey. But it would be sad not to see you play for the best clubs when you have the talents and the skill level already to play for the best of the best. So that's what I would love to see myself personally. So let's see what going on. But much love to everybody. Taiwo said last now. So I see we go send to those others. That's hilarious. Taiwo says, I've been keeping track of a Nigerian midfielder, Peter Agba. IoT just interviewed him. IoT literally just interviewed him like last week. That player is so incredible. I just hope our scouts are tracking the right players for Super Eagles. I'm pretty sure Peter Agba was called up for the backup squad for AFCON. I know he's on the radar of Nigeria. Like they're well, Peter Agba. But to me, I'll still caveat Israeli League. But I want to watch more of him. Taiwo, do you mind doing me a favor? Can you email me like his best videos? Let me do some more scouting. Like he might be a player that could get, because we still, like you're right, players could still germinate. Look at Johanna at Swedish League. All of a sudden, the whole of Europe is talking about him. So let me know about that player, but let's see. But guys, this has been a legendary live stream. One of the best I've had, one of the best I've done. Thank you so much to all our guests. Shout out to IoT every time. Shout out to, sorry, Cheryl, you couldn't come on. Jackson, I appreciate you always. The entire community, everybody who's commented, giving a like, giving a share. Our super chatters, Samuel Onewo, my brother, since I was 10. Bro, $100. I've never seen super chat like that in my life. May God continue to bless you, my brother. Enjoy the World Cup, and I'm going to see you very soon. You know, the Philly Eagles are playing in London. I'm trying to get tickets for that game. That would be amazing, you know. But shout out to you. Shout out to David, United fan, for the super chat and for all your great conversations. Bukola Ojoye, thank you so much for the super chat. God will bless you. Abdul Bambokpa, thank you so much for your super chat and for the support for this channel. Shout out to the listenership on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter, everybody that's played a part in this journey this entire season. I want you to know from the bottom of my heart, I thank you. We will have one final show for the live streams on Monday, where IoT will come on, as I spoke to him just now, and it's going to be focused on just the end of season review. Obviously, we'll praise Arsenal, but I want to really take the time for us to call out the Nigerian players that have performed the best in their leagues. Generally, who's been the best goalkeeper? We already know that one. But defenders, team of the season, midfielder, international player, club player, all that information, we will dissect it on Monday's live stream. And I'll make sure we give time to the community as well, because you don't have to give that many updates on the weekend's performances. And of course, before the Arsenal game, I will do a more European-focused one where we do maybe a European roundup, but I'll figure out the best way to balance it. Thank you all. May 2026 has already probably been one of, if not the best month of my life. And let's end it well, these final 11 months. We know 11 days. We know there's going to be a parade on May 31st. For Arsenal's enemies, you just may see Arsenal hosting 2 trophies. But I want to say a big thank you from the bottom of my heart. God bless you. Kareem! Shout out to you, Kareem, our Turkish fan. My brother, thank you so much, my bro. Congratulations yet again on the league title. And of course, being in the Champions League, my bro. I appreciate you and all your support. And honestly, I am rooting for Turkey in the World Cup. I need you to beat USA in that group. And I want you guys to flourish and get as close to being third again now that you're back on the world stage. Shout out to everybody, both the Nigerians and everybody who's not Nigerian that has given their time, energy, and space to this channel. Elias, God bless you. Kareem, God bless you. Everybody, God bless you. Oguegedu Victor Chukwemeka, thank you so much. May God bless you. Say big congratulations, Olu, on winning the title. Well deserved, man. And let's celebrate the GOAT for winning the Saudi League today. Congratulations to Aurora as well. I am very, 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 very happy for Ronaldo. And Kareem, thank you. We shall see you at the World Cup, my bro. We're rooting for you guys. Shout out to everybody. Adrenaline has made me stand on my feet for almost 3 hours. Let me go to the gym now that I'm, on the way. But much, much love, everyone. Peace out, and I'll see you on the live stream on Monday. Enjoy the football, and whether you support Arsenal or not, enjoy watching Arsenal raise that title on Sunday after 22 years. Martin Odegaard and Bukayo Saka, lift it. It's going to be shining, like Bukayo Saka said. God bless you all, and much, much love, guys. Peace out, and I'll see you on Monday.